gonna take you on a ride till we find answers within. Location not here. In shadows we all disappear. Hold on, switch gears. We're gone as fast as we appeared. Gone as fast as we appeared. Searching within, we've justified our sin. We're gonna take you on a ride till we find answers within. Location not here. In shadows we all disappear. Hold on, switch gears. We're gone as fast as we appeared. Gone as fast as we appeared.
I got it, what you say? Come show me what you stand for. Stop looking, walk this way. Took time to hit the dance floor. Dance all night, dance all night, dance all night. Dance all night, dance all night, dance.
Oriented, but he does come out back in enough time to shoot at the takes down instinct and takes down Brinkboss there. Great play. Takes down a third, but has to reload, so he can't get that fourth kill, but he does on Kashan. That is a
He's on the left-hand side of Cubby now.
he knows he's there, he has seen him. Molly is in, and he does get the ace. Great play from
Tries to move on in, they take down the Viper, and that is, oh sorry, the Viper lets it go down. That is a big opportunity. It's see utility very much showing that Portsmouth are going to try and rock on in. Gorilla is at all, as they really didn't feel like they were going to be able to get it. Two ultimates invested towards this A site instantaneously. There it is, the big frag as they drop one down. Raptor exploding it.
They seem to be going back in for another try as Cloud comes in with his third kill of the round. 4 on stick. Can he find the fifth? That operator proving very, very powerful in his hands. We're now holding the angle. Fab goes for the kill, gets it, and that's an ace for him this round. 5 kills all in his back pocket. And out of view of the bomb. Doc Broder there with a double headshot, taking down 2 defenders. Potato Waller doing his best to keep his team alive. He gets taken down by Doc Broder. Doc Broder finds the and wins.
The fact that Stoke has been down for so long, if you're Portsmouth, you might think twice if you try to go for that defeat. Goes for a little bit of a fake out. Rolls out the stage, and now it's going to be up to the timer. Are you going to be able to do it? It's already 7 to 5. It's going to be so close.
Last player's position is known. Just look through the sequence. We get a couple of frags here. There's the one. The other off. Saved him a little bit there. As he's watching towards, he gets the next headshot.
3 kills already, 4 for him as he wins the round. Another great retake from Portsmouth as Brimstone ult comes in, trying to push them out of bunker. Maximus there with 1 frag this round. It won't quite be enough as Karma finds one on O2 Cookie. On O2 Cook, sorry, Maximus with his third as a refrag, 4 on Talent. Pulls off the ace, that is great play from him. Somewhat desperate. Gets that refrag. Aimbot Stalkers again running around a corner and finding the kill on December. Rasputin brings back Valkyrie to basically give the attackers their full team with just 2 left in the defense.
Yeah, That res was really just assurance, and Sorkus just runs and kills.
Not looking good. Alienator has gone hot on the ground.
Oh my! What a
Oh,
Find Dako
good
through the
shot.
wall for his first very round.
Rather aggressive.
Oh my.
It is the engage, see if you can get a quick frag, maybe a trade.
Oh, the attackers thinking they're safe on A, but TJ does take down Jambo as he pushes on. And takes down Amanus, trying to counter snipe him. Takes down Slate for a 3k. He has held down this site almost entirely by himself. Although he is getting wallbang now. He's gonna go down possibly, but the rest of the defenders have plenty of time as TJ takes down a 4.
Will
Getting a
he
4
get
take. I don't know. Oh no, McFett steals it.
Hello everyone and welcome to UK Uni Valorant's inaugural tournament for our inaugural finals. I am Rook and joining me is Hanno for this very final game between University of East Anglia and University of Portsmouth.
Yeah, this is looking to be a pretty exciting game. We followed these teams throughout the whole tournament. They've been standout people. I think Brunel has not lost a single game so far. So they're looking to be, the top squad here. But Portsmouth, I'm facing them myself on the last day of the tournament and got thoroughly thrashed. But beside the point, I think both teams here have a strong chance of winning this. We saw some of their plays there in the VT there. We just saw the video. But I want to see your opinion, Rick, actually as well. Like, who do you think's got the advantage going into this series?
I mean, so if you ask me for pure, straight facts, don't care about your feelings. It is the University of East Anglia. They've come in, they're 7-0. They've even played against Portsmouth before.
Yeah.
They are absolutely fantastic. I don't think they've dropped a map so far in the tournament. These
Oh,
players,
wow.
you'll recognize the names, Dargon, Maximus, Alfie, all those players, absolutely awesome. So on that alone, I have to go UEA. But, I mean, you can as well attest to how darn good Portsmouth Paladins are.
Yeah, well, I played against them and it was a hard match. We managed to get a map on them, so they have not gone. They haven't won every single map they've played, so they are looking to be the weaker team here. But I will say, we were looking at, if we didn't come out clutch with a few rounds out of our groups, we would have been playing Brunel in the very first game of the brackets, and we were not looking forward to that because those names on that team are strong. I mean, I've played against Dargon, I've played against Maximus, I've played some of these really top tier players, and there's a reason they're in this grand final. These guys have some brilliant individual skill. Their teamwork is excellent. I think I'm with you here. UEA, I'm going to go with them for my prediction for this tournament here. They're going to win that coveted grand final first place.
I mean, if you ask me again, as I said about statistics, that seems like the right one. But Portsmouth, they are the only team to actually take Rootkit Esports, the University of East Anglia team, to any sort of close match, and definitely showing us some really strong gameplay in and of that. So 13-11 was the scoreline for the one game they dropped against them. They also dropped another game to, I can't quite remember who it is, but they dropped 13-11 to them in the group stage, which is why they have a 5-2 scoreline. They haven't dropped a map. Sorry, not a map. Sorry, they haven't dropped a series after that. But
yeah,
some absolutely fantastic stuff from them, taking down the other undefeated team in the group. So Brunel Zeros, a team coming through. I casted this match. I was like, Brunel Zeros, what a team. They're going to do great. They're going to beat Portsmouth. Sure, it'll be a little bit of a game, but it won't be all too much. And then Portsmouth just completely wiped the floor with them. And this could be a level up from them that really denotes how good they actually are. And that's why I think this finals, even though Rootkit have already beaten them, they're 7-0, haven't dropped a map. I think Portsmouth Paladins really do have it in them to make this a full series and also a fantastic games to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Portsmouth beating an undefeated team, Rootkit being an undefeated team, being an undefeated team. This is the match of the whole tournament. Hopefully we're going to see, hopefully we'll see 3 maps. We want to see some big plays from all of these players. I mean, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen here. Obviously, Valorant, this may be, one of the last real competitive matches we're going to see on this stream for a while, since the servers are going to be going down soon. Sadly, I think the 28th it is. No one's going to be able to play for a few days, and Ranked is not coming back until after launch, which personally, a bit of a shame, I'm finding. But
I mean, there's always 10-man pugs on this very server.
Yes, of course.
If you want to get
plug
involved in that. Shameless plug, shameless plug.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be running 10 mans as often as we can on this on the Discord. But obviously, if you want to see the best players play the best players, this match is going to be the decider, I think, on who the best squad is here, who the first uni to take their championship title home. Is it going to be Portsmouth or UEA? But it's going to be a close one, I hope. I hope.
I'm very excited to actually see this as we do just load on in. I'm not quite sure which map we're going. I wasn't paying too much attention. It is going to be Haven for our first map. And what a way to start things off.
Yeah, Haven, triple bomb sites. Again, that extra gimmick, you know, coming from Counter-Strike, I'm very, very used to having just 2 bomb sites. And Haven, it's an interesting twist. I always like seeing how teams set up on this map because you can choose to go that mid-heavy. You can go like heavy site and rotate onto mid because it is so open. That B site, there is so many angles on that position. Like there's very few safe plant spots. It's very easy to get a retake in on there if the offense has burnt their utility. But I mean, I've played Portsmouth on this map, so I know a thing or two about what they might go for. But I haven't seen UEA on this map myself. I don't think. So I'm gonna be interested to see how they respond to what Portsmouth does.
Indeed it is, and I'm interested to see what kind of picks we're looking at. I expect to see some of the more conventionally powerful ones. I need to see something like a Sova and a Cypher. I think Sova in particular, so important here on Haven for shutting down some of those pushes early when you have to be spread so thin out across the map.
Yeah, in fact, on Haven, I think having both together is viable because you need that Sova for aggressive picks. I need that Cypher for either a solo hold on C, which is what I often see teams running, or A as well. In fact, he does have enough traps to secure A by himself. But we're gonna go into the match now. So we see UEA and Portsmouth rosters here. We have got 2 Cyphers. We've got a Sova on UEA's side, so they are following our advice there. A Viper on UEA's side there. It's interesting. Brimstone and obviously a Sage on both teams. I mean, I'm not surprised to see that.
No, me either. I'm surprised to see the lack of breach on UEA's side, but it's definitely not the end of the world. A very strong agent, but able to bring quite a different set of things. Very excited to see how this Viper is really going to play out as we're seeing an aggressive early push. The cam doesn't see them, at least initially, but it pops on out. They do remove it, but now instantly they know where they're pushing from. Cook is already on the site, but that tripwire will force them back at least a little bit as the scuffle breaks out. Dargon finds the first frag of the final and will adjust back on off. They don't want to commit too hard, and that's a big thing here with Haven.
Yeah, for sure. With so many bomb sites, they have a lot of locations they can rotate to, but Devil is in the window here, and he's going to spot out the spike. Gonna miss the shot though.
Yeah, Cook will find a second frag for their team, and this means that they can now push on through to these other angles, and I believe that we're going to see, the Phoenix does move on to try and contest this a little bit, but the utility doesn't quite stop, and the flash comes on through. Karma will execute Dargon as the rest of their team is coming for that backup. The flash doesn't quite let Maximus get this frag, and he will actually go down as Faith and Karma both fragging out right now. It's 1 player left. OT Cook gets shot from behind, and what a beautiful start to the defense.
That is a brilliant round. Portsmouth picking up that first round of the grand final. Now, I've played against the Portsmouth side, last week on Thursday, as I said, and the absolute ruination of me in particular was this Karma player. Karma is an absolute beast on that Phoenix, especially in those clutch scenarios. He's always seemed to be able to get these kills, and they're taking 3 on the very first round, which his team started a man down with Dargon getting a nice pick onto A, managing to bring it back with, frankly, brilliant play from him and Faith in that that left-hand corner coming out of Garage on the C site. Frankly, amazing.
I'd say some fantastic stuff across the board, but 3 shorties being picked up for the attacking side, definitely looking to make that high impact play, catch players off guard, up close and personal, but they're backing off. F22 goes down towards C. They try and peek on in. They do manage to use Maximus and that Classics to net a frag, but Talon cleans on up and finds another 2. The attackers trying to make some cheesy plays, but it's not working out here early on.
Yeah, I think those 2 players on A site must have really surprised the UEA side there. Once they get that first pick, they thought the site was clear, but Cook with a quick kill onto Faith there. That shotgun proving out pretty effective for him.
Will finally go down there, but does at least manage to net a couple of frags for the team. While they don't end up finishing off everyone and winning the round, they've done at least a little bit of damage, and they didn't invest too much because obviously those shorties only 2 people.
Yeah, I mean, shorties, I don't think, there's never a round where you want to go for a full equal, because you can always really afford that 200 for a little shorty. You might forgo a little bit of utility the next round, but the potential to get a kill and get a gun with a shorty if they push you in the wrong location at the wrong time, that's pretty big potential there for a team to turn around like that around. But they're not going to manage to do it. And Portsmouth is going to have 2 rounds on them. So looking strong at the early bit of this game.
Absolutely is, but it's going to be rifles for the attackers, where they have a little bit of an advantage over the defenders. But never underestimate these Spectres. Dargon, however, will pick up Devil early on, and the attackers off to a great start. Now, this happened for them in round 1, but they weren't able to convert it. This time, looking to use their superior firepower to try and force things a little bit more. As F22 is looking for something on C long here, but I think it's sensible that Faith isn't pushing all too aggressively.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, the defenders know they're in a bit of a disadvantage here. They have got SMGs. They went for that bonus round rather than buying up to try and cement their economy. But so far with the pick in Portsmouth in East Anglia's favour, this might not work out for them.
Yeah, Faith is waiting with the wall. As soon as they hit anything, they're going to drop that one on down. We'll see a bit of contestation out mid. Maximus looking to try and take Garage here. There are a lot of players watching this, even with the smoke, trying to deny a lot of information here. It looks like the attackers are unsure of what they really need to do here, and UEA might try and regroup as Portsmouth right now looking for a little bit more. The camera goes out from Maximus, trying to get some information alongside that recon bolt, trying to make good usage of this information they can gather. Goes straight towards the A site. There's only one there. OT Cook shoots away the tripwire, but that gives their position away. I don't want to be you. Sprays it down too. And with 13 seconds on the clock, this is absolutely fantastic right now. I don't want to be you. Takes down F22, takes down Alfie AC, and almost finishes off the last. It's going to be Faith who picks up that one, just barely denying his ace.
I mean, that round is completely down to I don't want to be you. Again, his team gets picked by UEA, and they managed to convert it with a brilliant 4K from him. He hasn't been shining so far in these first few rounds, but that round was outstanding from him. Managing to pull off some brilliant spray control, I think, with that Spectre there that turned the round around. Obviously, the attackers here, after buying those rifles, their economy is a little bit low, and they're going to be on full revolvers here, all those sheriffs. But we know this is a good squad. UEA, they can make it happen with these sheriffs. There's that one-tap potential.
That absolutely is. It won't be one tap onto Devil, but it will still be a good frag. And that's exactly what you want to see here as action starts to break out in this round. Gonna see Maximus going down. Oh, Faith finds a 3K and will finally fall to Dargon here, but such an advantage to the defending side. They're one player up. They still have these rifles. They try to find one more. I don't want to be who finishes off OT Cook, and Dargon with only 28 HP. I don't know what he's really going to be able to do here as he tries to push out alone versus multiple players trying to hold this angle, trying to get something here, but unable to find it.
This is going to be difficult for this player.
Absolutely is. He's going to be cornered from behind and picked off there by Talon. That is such a nice round for the defenders as well. They are absolutely on it right now. And this is actually the Portsmouth that we saw, that I was talking about in that game versus Brunel Zeros, where they absolutely destroyed Rookie Sports. Sorry, not Brunel.
Brunel, yeah. I mean, taking down undefeated team is an accomplishment itself. Destroying them and barely giving them, any rounds is another case entirely. And they might be doing this to UEA as well. I mean, the Spectres are proving pretty effective on that A site there. And in fact, all of the players performing outstanding here, able to get multiple kills in almost every duel they take.
Absolutely. Devil holding down long with this operator as the rest of the team spreads out among the rest of the sites. And again, looks towards A for UEA here. Isn't their name, and they're trying to use that to advantage. But, I mean, Alfie does manage to get rid of that cam. That gives away a bit of information. Finally, the recon bot will go on in. It gets destroyed as soon as they try and push it on up. Maximus still looking for an opening here for their team. The rest of the defenders haven't quite pushed up yet. They don't know what they need to do. But again, F22 getting caught out. Devil will finish them on off. But there are some shots. They give away the position. The trapwire does it as well. Ultimates dropped onto the site as they try and finish off a couple more. I don't want to be you. Does get caught out there. We have a wall off CT here. Sorry, a defender's spawn. OT Cook doesn't get the defuse. Sorry, get the bomb down because of that ultimate. And Alfie is cleaning up right now. Talon falls. The information is going to be gleaned again with that ability coming back online. and the rest of the team is just in such fantastic positions. The defenders are really going to have to execute cleanly to get this one. Alfie AC gets picked off. Karma takes down OT Cook and Dargon. That's the kind of execute that I was really looking for.
That was amazing utility usage from the defenders' side. They prevented that plant for a good 20 seconds there, which just gave them that time to get all their players into the right position. You get that Sage up the A-long position, one in CT, one in window, and they were able to rip apart the UEA post-plant positions. That molly coming out, even though the Brimstone fell out of window and got picked for pretty much nothing, getting that molly onto the bomb plant spot, that pretty much won them the round, giving them the time to get their players into position
Yeah,
and
the fault line too.
rush that retake. Oh
from
yeah,
Dev.
the ultimate as well was very essential. But obviously, he can only use that once every couple of rounds, so maybe next time UEA gets on site, they might have a better time planting that spike.
Absolutely, but getting on like that isn't something they can really rely on because the defense has been so solid. Maximus just about missing the head there, unable to find anything, will be healed back up to full, but has lost the benefit of that armor early on, and that just sucks, especially when Karma just takes you on down. And I mean, the defenders right now just looking fantastic. Portsmouth fans.
Oh yeah, I mean 5 rounds up. That's the kind of leads you want to have. Now, obviously, they are on the defending side, and it is mostly believed that this map is pretty defense favored. So we could see UEA with some strong defending as well. But Faith is going to get a pick on F22 again. F22 keeps getting picked in these sorts of positions. The first man to go down, which puts you, well, the second man in this round, but mostly the first, to put UEA in a bit of a disadvantage in most of their rounds.
Absolutely. Devil still holding down long. Dargon tries to get the peak. And as a result, Devil does not hit that shot, but Smoke's starting to come on in, maybe trying to deny something and get on towards this C site. They pick up the spike, but Devil still finds the shot onto Dargon through that smoke, and that is fantastic way for the defenders to continue on this round. And still, UEA unsure of where they need to push.
Yeah, with only 2 players left and all 5 on the Portsmouth side, UEA is looking at a pretty difficult take here. Obviously, Cypher, the only man on A, this is their chance. 2v1. If they can turn this, they might be able to get Spike down.
Absolutely, well, Cook gets flashed out a little bit, takes some damage, but their team should be able to go for this plant. They're trying to deny people, but there is the utility coming in yet again, trying to deny that plant. It won't be up to deny it, but the shots absolutely will, as the defenders just walk onto site, find these frags again and again, and another flawless victory.
Again, we see brilliant play from I Don't Want to Be You. He realized that there was going to be 2 players running up that A short, and he abandoned the site. He didn't need to be there anymore. His team was already rotating. He had the intel. He fell off to A long since he knew both players were short, and giving the defenders the easiest retake of their life there. Everyone in every position they needed. The only place that wasn't covered was short. Swiftly move onto site with, 3 people potentially peeking each of those attackers at every moment. That was a very clean retake from them.
Solid teamwork, and that has been a crux of Portsmouth, as they've really been able to operate around that. Dargon, again, looking for some aggression mid, but the rest of the team are really going to be pushing on up. Maximus with his stinger, really looking to get up close and personal. We'll be using that camera to get information as the mollies and the smokes are going to deny them really anything here. Shots still do find their mark as Faith will go down, but the operator and the superior weaponry for the defenders will be able to find frags back and forth. Alfie is going to start to back on off as the rest of the team is looking towards the C site, and the operator is not in position yet. OT Cook is just able to get right on that. Going to be able to go for that spike plant as Devil finishes off Dargon, still looking down long. Their position is given away, and that might mean they get peaked here, but it's going to be oh so difficult with such a lack of weaponry. The spray comes on in. OT Cook will find 2 quick headshots, make that a 3rd as they're looking this one out, uses the Vandal, picks up a 4th, and finally a round put on the board for UEA.
Cook sees his team being down 6-0 there, and he says no to the whitewash from Portsmouth, turning that round around single-handedly. That was crazy from him. Those Sheriff shots were hitting hard. And picking up that Vandal at the end to secure the 4th kill for him. That is brilliant play from him. So we haven't seen an ace yet this game, but we've been very close. I Don't Want to Be You and OT Cook here with quadra kills, sorry, I should say, each. But this round, we're going to have an operator on both sides. So maybe F22 will be able to pick off Devil on that really powerful C-long position. But he's not there.
I really like this aggressive play from Devil, but it didn't work out, at least initially here. F22 now holding that angle as he rotates back on in. Too darn greedy from the attackers here. And as the UEA just rush onto the side, go for the plant, shots back and forth. F22 will fall as Faith on that Sage has been absolutely fantastic. Dargon continuing to try and reinforce their position. Karma contests Garage, finds Alfie who's trying to hold it. There we see the Hellfire coming on down, but it won't find anyone. It'll be all these shots swinging out from the defenders. Sure, Faith falls, but Talon is able to move on in. Maximus being one of those, being that last player alive, playing long, gonna get smoked off. And with the Cypher telling them exactly where he is, this defuse isn't gonna even happen because the bomb
isn't still down.
the bomb is down. I was completely wrong. The spike is actually just trapped on site. Maximus with this operator is not gonna find a thing.
Yeah, in fact, he's going to want to save here, but we've already seen Karma move up aggressively in Garage. If he hears anything from this Cypher player in C-Long, he's going to be able to take them out swiftly. 2 players ported on site as well. He can maybe get this kill. Or not. Ooh. Maximus. Oh. I believed there. I took a second to believe, but it wasn't to be.
Unfortunately, defenders using their numbers advantage as they have been this entire game and shutting out any option to really win that round.
The defenders really playing together as a team, really playing tactically. Apart from that greed by Devil there, who has been killing F22 3 or 4 times in this long position. Finally getting his revenge there. But it's probably the only bit of greed we've really seen from this defending side so far. They've been very, very disciplined in their play.
I mean, the attackers really should have been set up to win that round, so it's unfortunate they don't manage to do it. OT Cook tries to get the shot from mid, does find a bit of damage onto a defender, but he'll be able to get that one. Is that Phoenix? But aggressive in mid gets picked off, and this is such a big opportunity for the attackers. Moving on in. Devil does manage to stop someone, but the cost of his life. Alfie just moves on in. Maximus hops on forward, but will get taken out with that wallbang. The res comes on in. Devil doesn't stay up for long as F22 executes them as well. Vandal picked up F22 and looked to try and clutch this one out, but I don't want to be you. Finishes them off, and mid control is so decisively in the defender's hands. This means the attackers have had to move over to A, looking for this plant, and they don't have much in the way of rifles. Even though they managed to get a couple of these frags on mid, it's been reclaimed by the defense, and the defense are pretty much already in position. I don't want to be you looking for this. The ultimate comes on in, the Hellfire to try and deny this push. Dagon sprays on through, does take down. I don't want to be you. This is a big opportunity, but Karma continues to make these plays, hops on forward, looking for that little bit more. Alfie is playing, trying to use that ultimate to deny. They do get the damage. Will they be able to finish off these frags? They take down Faith, almost gets Karma, but there's that little bit more. The utility is in position. Alfie going to use this drone to try and get some information here, deny them that plant, but it's going to be hard. Karma has to stick anymore. He does not have the time. The shots are coming on in. He will be able to deny it. And the attackers clutch out that round, just barely.
That really should have been a defender around there, but those picks from the attackers, Dargon with that ghost there, managing to get a pick through Talon's ult there. Really big plays from him there, picking off I Don't Want to Be You, one of the top fraggers for the Portsmouth side, probably securing his round there. And Alfie obviously with a brilliant individual play there. Karma unable to push him, without the time to push him and defuse. He was forced into one decision, and Alfie finished him off.
Some brilliant usage of Hunter's Fury there. Sometimes you see teams struggling to use it to properly lock down chokes, but Alfie using it to deny the defuse there. Absolutely fantastic. But takes a little bit of damage early on.
Yeah. It's a nasty wallbang there from the defending side. Alfie going to be dreading attempting to peek that window position.
Absolutely well. Maximus pushing up aggressively as Dargon will provide support, waiting just around the corner of the player. And there are the tripwires denying any push. Faith will shut down F22 by pushing aggressively into mid. This has been something we've seen from Portsmouth before. They want to try and claim at mid control and push from there. And this means that now, while normally the attackers are able to dictate the pace of a lot of this map, they're not able to do it because they don't have control of even their side of the half. They're going to be forced and tunneled on towards this A site, and it's going to be very difficult for them to win this push.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of the defenders spread out across the map. Faith, again, re-aggressing at mid-control, but all of the attackers are here. Re-aggressing, there's 2 on site, and they're not going to check right, and Talon's going to get 2.
was massive from Talent. Really nice play there, playing the off angle. Tries to get the defuse, sorry, get the spike down for Alfie and Cook, but I don't want to be you. Shuts it down again. This A site is on lock, and I think you really need to try something different if you are.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that UEA is very used to people playing mid central. Everyone recently that's probably played them has been playing, you know, 2 players toward that mid, or maybe 2 towards C. But it seems they seem very surprised when they go onto A. They kill a player, and then it's almost like they don't expect another one on site. With I don't want to be you lurking behind that box, and sometimes Talon as well, lurking behind that box. They get one pick, they go for the plant, and now there's only one player watching the site, and they go down. That's the round done because those players lurking on site aren't rooted out in time.
Really are, and they need to check their corners. Otherwise, players like Faith will get frags like that. Faith manages to escape as well, so that's super good for the defenders right now. I don't want to be who picks off yet another, and I mean, the defenders just find frag after frag. Sure, I don't want to be you finally forced to OT Cook, but that's on the A side. There's still a player there. As you said, they are stacking players well. Karma going down like that isn't particularly good, but Devil will be able to even up that scoreline. You've got beat control, but you're just walking into sight lines, getting picked off by the impeccable aim of Portsmouth.
This does not look like an unbeaten side to me. They don't seem to be using utility. They seem to be relying on winning those duels. And when Portsmouth can match them in aim and, you know, response time and utility usage and teamwork, UEA isn't able to do anything about it. Down 7 rounds, they're going to really struggle to win this map.
It's really interesting to me because this game looks exactly like the game versus Brunel Zeros, where Portsmouth just took advantage early, did not let go. They were contesting these Angels, winning them out against a team that wouldn't really happen with. As they were refragging properly, they were backing each other up and not letting these aggressive plays that F22 is currently making go unchecked. We see utility a lot invested into the C site. Dargon tries to push on in, but is promptly punished. Maximus still trying to open up for the team, but Alpha AC is the first one to find a frag from that attacking side. F22 will follow up with another one, as Alfie will find a second, keeping things alive for the team. However, with a player on C and a player on B closing in, they need to move fast. The drone from Alfie is a little bit greedy, but should give them the information they need to try and push on in. Karma flicks back and forth to find those 2 frags and shut down every single push they're trying to make.
I mean, that's the Karma we saw on Thursday. A godlike play from him. He flicks towards the drone and insta-flicks back onto that head of the Sage pushing him there, and that's just round over for him. When he's on fire, he absolutely kills it in this game. But yeah, we're now into the second half, and Portsmouth with an 8-round lead. That is quite something there. UEA has got to have a pretty strong defensive side to claw back these rounds, to push them towards that 13th round for the win. Honestly, I think they're going to have to look for a win in the second map, because this map looks over and done.
Certainly does. They're going to have to really pull something out. As you said, should be able to use that side advantage to try and wrest something away from the now attackers' claws, but it's going to be hard, especially here on the pistol round. If they're able to find this, it really shuts them down. The wall being picked up for Cook, obviously that's now 400 credits, so that's a major investment. And the pistols are going to go straight onto it. They're trying to deny it. And that forces out this smoke that just needs to come down to try and keep the integrity of the B site. 3 players right now on this angle trying to deny something for the defenders. I mean, Portsmouth, I think going to another position would be absolutely fantastic. They have to be careful, though, as Alpha AC is on this back. It will be Devil taking down Maximus, but they need to be careful as they don't have too much time before they close on in. Talon opens on up into the site, takes it down another. Devil flicks on over, takes down Dargon. F22 trying to reinforce, but with a site control like this, it's going to be hard. Alfie tries to find those shots that I was asking for earlier, but does not find them. They get fragged out, and another win for Portsmouth.
Portsmouth makes attacking look very easy. Only losing 1, maybe 2 players there is just... That's something that UEA was never able to do on their side. Every round, they lost all their players or they survived in these 1 or 2-on-1 situations. Portsmouth making it look easy there, swinging into that B site with a player flanking them as well, and still managing to pick up every single player on the UEA side. That's some pretty great execute there from them on that pistol round. Obviously, Cook burning 400 credits on a wall, which instantly got destroyed by the attackers. Maybe not worthwhile the investment in that round.
maybe they weren't expecting to even try and go for that because it is a pretty greedy play. You have to spend a lot of time, and it gives away that there are multiple players mid, and allows that rotate that we actually saw from them. It just, they didn't win the Angels, and that has been a problem for a team that really just has been for the most part. OT Cook playing aggressive, doesn't quite go down and is able to heal back on up. But again, these positions that they're trying to go for, they should not be trying to get away with them.
They really shouldn't.
Oh, no.
F22 gonna pick off Karma there. That should
Oh,
never
my.
happen. Oh, second one for F22. Not gonna get the third though.
Yeah, I mean, F22, not normally do you see a player go for a flank with the Marshal, but really pay dividends there. And absolutely fantastic Maximus trying to hold the line, finds a couple of shots, but I don't want to be shuts him down with that Spectre. Cook gets caught out by Talon, and this is so nice. What looked problematic for them at first just has been so darn good. Talon picks up another. Alfie is the only remaining member, and I don't know if he can really do this.
Yeah, I mean, in a 1-on-2, obviously, Dargon is low, taking that shotgun, those shotgun shells, sorry, to his abominable from but Alfie's gonna go down there. Yeah, even though Talon was low there, not able to put out the round.
Yeah, nice try, but it's looking like it could be curtains for our first match of this best of 3 for the grand finals of the UK Uni Valorant inaugural tournament. And I mean, again, Portsmouth bringing out these upsets that we really did not expect.
Yeah, I mean, 12-2 is a pretty one-sided scoreline. I thought last round UEA might be able to bring back the momentum. F22 with some brilliant Marshall plays there. That should have turned the round around. Sorry, turned the round for them, but they weren't able to do it, and it looks like Portsmouth is going to be closing out. They're going for a C push here, but UEA, they're not going to find Portsmouth because Portsmouth is all the way over at A here. And they're going to have a swift spike plant and should be able to secure this round very easily. All of UEA going to be coming from behind. They've got plenty of utility left on in their after plant position.
Yeah, a bit of a Hail Mary play here from UEA, but it looks like none of them are good Catholics here, as they are unable to find a thing. Dargon gets a good spray onto Fate, however, and that is a nice way to open things up, as the defenders are positive in terms of trades right now. It's 2 versus 4. Not too much health on a couple of those members, but it's still going to be good for them. I don't want to be you. Is holding the angle, knows there's a couple of players around here. Karma gets put out, and it's 1 versus 4. Gets a good spray now. Neither one of you will be going down, and it seems like the C push worked out in the end.
Somehow, even though UEA had a lot more strategy in the previous rounds, the one just rush C seemed to work out for them. And they're going to not lose this map yet. They are down still 9 rounds, but there's still the potential. And maybe after that round, that'll give them the momentum they need to crush the Portsmouth side. Obviously, Portsmouth not going to have a proper buy here. They're going to be running Sheriffs. Now, we've seen them do work with Sheriffs before. Obviously, we saw OT Cook on the UEA side get a 3K with the Sheriff, which is what basically won them around. But if Portsmouth can pull off a similar thing, they will be closing out this game.
I'd say. Also, should be able to buy for that next round, so nice setup. F22, though, shuts Karma right on up with a nice headshot and some good long control early on here as the utility is expended. We'll be trying to look for something towards mid, maybe getting garage control, but the attackers right now of Portsmouth struggling to find any aggressive pushes up from A from the defenders. UEA catch out 1, but OT Cook will fall in the rotate. You see these players on the backside trying to get those deep flanks, but F22 holding strong takes it down Devil. And this could be the most important part here, as they tried to push on C. They had the numbers advantage. No one was in position other than F22, but it still ended up in such a bad position for them. Maximus takes away their gun, still doesn't take any damage, and Faith is unable to find things early on here. Goes down to 22. And I mean, these Sheriffs are not working out currently for this attacking side. Fate falls, and I mean, Dargon will shut down I Don't Want to Be You as they pick up another round, and the defenders starting to rack up a couple.
They're starting to close this gap, but this is going to be the round that tells, because both sides are going to have a full buy. Portsmouth might not have an operator. I haven't seen the money in a while, but they're definitely going to have rifles, which is going to be difficult because UEA has struggled against these rifles, losing so many rounds in a row against this Portsmouth rifle side. But Yeah, we're going to see no or operator on the attacking side. A Bulldog on OT Cook, that's a bit of a weak rifle. They're not capable of getting that one-shot headshot. So it looks like Portsmouth are going to have a pretty balanced buy into this UEA side. And UEA have got to win this round because this is still match point.
Absolutely, Alfie. This is that opening operator shot, unfortunately, as the rest of the attackers will be able to slip into good positions. But Talon pushes up too aggressively, is punished by Maximus. And the defenders looking good right now, as it currently stands. OT Cook to try and peek on forward. Once he finds someone in this mid, finds a shot, but doesn't find the frag, as Devil will open up with a headshot here. And with B-side cleared, we do see Portsmouth starting to rally around a little bit. And they know that these players are pushing up A aggressively, so they don't contest them all too much. This has been something that we've seen Rootkit do before. The flash comes on in. Dargon retreats back into his position, uses that ultimate to try and force a player out. Doesn't catch anyone as they just rush on through. F22 will be the one to do that instead, as they find 3. Absolutely fantastic from this player, as they have held down the C-site alone in 2 rounds here now, shutting down any hope of a Portsmouth victory. At least
UEA rallying here, getting 3 rounds in a row. Brilliant plays from all of their players at F22 with a frankly insane individual play there to secure that 5th round for UEA, who are now only 7 rounds behind this Portsmouth side. Portsmouth have a lot of chances here. You know, if it goes 12-12, they're still on match point. They could win this at any point. It's just securing another 1 attacking round and they win this map. But UEA, they're not letting them go. They're not going to go down without a fight here. Portsmouth not having any time of it now.
Indeed it is. Some pistols brought up for the attacking side. They are looking to get something. Flashes will mean that that first shot does not hit. Alfie is unable to find anything. We'll just back on off. Utility expended to the 9s, it seems, here, as they're just pushing straight onto A. They don't want to deal with anything here. Dargon will find a good early frag and get that molly down. Finds a second. The spray comes on through. Make it 3 as OT Cook cleans on up with the next 2. And a defender flawless round.
This is a completely new side from the UEA gang here, who their individual players weren't looking that strong, especially in that first half. Everyone losing those duels, not capable of winning more than 2 rounds in that half. But now coming to the second half, on the defending side, they seem so much more comfortable holding these angles. Dargon and OT Cook there, pulling off some insane kills. F22 obviously in the previous round. It's all looking good for UEA, but they've got to get a win streak going of 7 more rounds.
They do. 7 rounds is certainly going to be difficult, but it's very possible as well. I like that F22 has dropped this Viper pit on C. This means no one is going to be pushing it. Not that the attacking side are anywhere near it anyway. They're looking towards mid to try and push on towards B here. But the wall and the slow from OT Cook should at least abate them for now. OT Cook still looking to just apply that and again. Doesn't want to let them through. Allows the rest of their team to get into positions and be ready for this push. No one pushing aggressively up on A as of yet from the defending side. Rootkit not deciding to go for that this time. Instead, rotating the player, as you can see, back through spawn and towards this B site. F22 very happy that no one's really going to push them, especially with this utility down around their position. Knows that they can rotate out at a moment's notice. Alfie still in this position, expecting the A push, but no one's getting aggressive as of yet. A lot of time just wearing on down. The smokes finally starting to come on in. This could be it. As the attacking side pushes on through, Portsmouth are able to lock down the back side, get these smokes on through. Devil is in position to try and catch someone off as they push on in. Karma gets aggressive as Maximus peeks on out, tries to find something, and Devil falls to the Hunter's Fury. Talon drops his ultimate that goes down instantaneously. Karma and Faith, though, ever the stalwarts for this team, able to find a plethora of frags, bringing them close. Dargon takes down Faith, continues to peek on through. The shots do not resonate. He's going to move into position, pick up that Vandal, and look for a little bit more here. Dargon peeking out mid, trying to go for that defuse, catches the sight of someone, but isn't able to find the frag. The spike is timing on down. He's trying to bait them out. Does not find it. Dargon goes down. Alfie, you do not have the time. Has to just try and stick it, but just unable to. Doesn't even win the Angel. And I don't want to be you. Finally clutches it out for their team.
Portsmouth taking their 13th round. It took them a while, but they did manage it, losing quite a few rounds to UE in a row there. But they've secured their first map, Haven, for them. So they're going to be 1-0 up in this series, and there are still, there's still 2 maps to go potentially if UEA can win the next one. So this isn't the end. This is a 3-map series. We could see UEA with a brilliant comeback if they perform as well as they did in that second half for the entire of the next map.
I mean, it certainly could be the beginning of the end. As you say, if Portsmouth play like that again, I mean, we could certainly see a 2-0. This is exactly what we saw against Brunel Zeros. And it seems like taking down undefeated teams is par for the course for this Portsmouth side. We are going to be going to a... it certainly is. We're going to be going to a short 10-minute break while the players get ready for this next match. Don't go anywhere, as this series is nowhere near over.
if Rootkit was playing Split next, I'd have a lot more hope for them because Portsmouth is weak on Split. We managed to beat them on that, so clearly they must be worse on that because the other two maps were almost whitewashes. But I think this is really Portsmouth's home map here, and I'm excited to see what they'll pull out. And I'm excited to see how Rootkit, you know, responds to being behind 1-0. This is, you know, this is their last chance. They've got to win this map or they're out. And I want to see some inventive stuff. I want to see some big plays. I want to see the individual players actually winning those duels because for the first probably about 15 rounds of that last map, they weren't winning them. And it was very sad to see. But then in that second half, they pulled it back. They started winning those duels and it gave them confidence and they won so many rounds in a row. But if they can start this game with that dueling capability, then we could see a win for them here.
Are there any agents that we can see that they should be bringing out if they're looking to try and have that kind of increased dueling power?
For Rootkit, I don't know. I know that Portsmouth is quite favourable on bringing out a jet every so often because that's what they did against us, and that was mighty scary. But no, they are going with. We've seen the comps now. I don't want to be on the Cypher again. Karma on the Phoenix again. Devil on the Breach. Very useful agent right there. Comps, yeah, comps are exactly the same. It looks like. So we could just see a rehash of last game if UEA doesn't have something special to bring out on their setups.
I mean, I think honestly, sticking with this isn't too bad. Maybe bringing out the Cypher if you're UEA, but it's not the end of the world. I like what they're kind of bringing here. They're bringing out a lot of ghosts as well, so they're really looking to take those early duels that we were talking about. War comes out early, and instantly we see UEA decide they're going to take it down. They don't want to mess around. They don't want to deal with this. And as a result, OT Cook's investment of 400 credits feels a lot less credible, one might say. I don't want to be who's going to be able to take down that drone and continue to get information for their team. Karma's trying to peek one out, but the utility goes towards them. Devil will get a frag, but their teammates do fall in response, and finally, they go down as well as Maximus is holding strong at the back of the site. Fate is looking for that, but Talon peeks on through and will get that frag. The spike will go down and everything, so the attack is in very good stead right now. It's 3 versus 3, but Maximus, again, leading the charge for their team, fighting frag after frag. It's now 1 versus 1 for the final. Dargon will win it out in the Battle of the Brimstones, and that is UEA picking up round 1, and that is exactly what they need to do.
That is 100% what they need. Starting off strong with the first round. If they can convert this into a good 3 or 4 round lead here, give themselves some breathing space between them and Portsmouth, maybe they'll feel more comfortable in these sort of tight situations and be able to clutch out these games. But yeah, brilliant individual play from those players there, managing to get a nice retake in onto that Portsmouth aggression. Portsmouth, I think, probably losing a few more players than they would have liked there, pushing into that site. But we are going to see the first round go the way of UEA, and Portsmouth getting a ghost on Talon, but that's the only thing they're going to buy. Oh no, they changed it all up. They have a Deagle onto Faith there.
Yeah, I think that's nice to pick up to try and get some more fragging power, and you can always swap it around players. Pushing up aggressively, though, are UEA, catching players off guard all over the place. Faith will find one with that Deagle, but goes down in quick response. Devil tries to find a little bit, but defenders making good usage of that weapon advantage.
But that's the kind of stuff I was talking about just as we went into this game. UEA mixing it up a little, going a little bit offensive on their defense side, pulling off a similar strat to what they did on C Long, that previous game, which won them the first round that they had at match point there. Pulling that out here with SMGs probably is going to really hurt the morale of Portsmouth there, who didn't even have a chance in that round, with their players spread out along that T position, and then UEA just sweeping in and cleaning them up.
You're going to be seeing a little bit more aggression towards A this time, as players haven't really been trying that out until just now. Faith with that Guardian looking to pick up a little bit, but with the utility down, it's going to be hard to properly push. Devil trying to make plays themselves on this B site, but will get spotted on out, as the rest of the team haven't really decided where they want to go, kind of poking around looking for picks before they really decide to commit somewhere.
Yeah, Alfie AC, or Alfiac as I prefer to call him, sitting on this B site, not going to hear anything, but some of the Portsmouth players are pushing into this super position. There's not a push here, because all 3 of the other players are towards A. They could be trying to fake it out, as 3 UEA players are on this B site. Only 2 left over towards A. This could be a good fake from the Portsmouth side to bait these players out and mean the A defense is that much weaker.
And the recursion of the Viper utility is so important. A wall off towards U-Hauls here. That is a big opportunity as they have locked one of those players into a very awkward position right now. They pushed right on up through mid here, but potentially looking to go on through. There is the Brimstone ultimate coming on through, looking out F22 and allowing I Don't Want to Be You to push up aggressively. They're continuing to fight. Karma takes down Dargon and they've got site control. Devil peeking on through, doesn't get the spray. It's going to be OG Cook to get that one. The rest of the team is falling like flies. I Don't Want to Be You with that backup as well, giving so much information. They're playing to their long angles. They don't have to push up. That's why OT Cook goes down here and why Maximus has to push out and get taken down. A good round from the attackers off the back of some nice opening picks. They had to use ultimates, however, and that could be problematic looking forward.
They still do have 2 up though. OT Cook, the only man with 1 on the defensive side. And that is a revive, which is situational and not great at pushing back a push. Maximus will get his up soon, but still, that's not up for him yet. So he will need to get a kill or an orb first. Now that round was brilliant play from Portsmouth there. The UEA, they over-rotated. They had 3 players on that B rather than stick one right next to the teleporter, which meant they couldn't get a fast rotate out to A. Portsmouth had a straight walk in onto site, and that gave them pretty much a free round with only 2 players on site. Stop them.
Do well. I like the shotgun being pulled out for Alfie to try and contest these angles, even though they don't have too much of a buy here. Alfie is waiting around, and I wonder if we'll see players properly check their angles. Did move out a little bit aggressively, but still managed to find that frag. Surprising to see that one go down, as Talon is still contesting the angle and takes down OG Cook. The flash comes on in. This could be a big opportunity, but not taken as Talon has actually fallen back, still looking to contest this B site. Takes down Alfie as well, and holding strong right now on this Brimstone as everyone seems to be trying to challenge him, and it really isn't paying off. Finally does go down to the breach of Maximus, but it's 1 versus 3 rather than the 5 versus 1 that it could have been. Karma still looking for a little bit more as they are trying to actually go for this B site. Rotates might come on in, but there's still 2 players holding this angle. Utility comes on forward as Karma is standing in the fire, realizes this has to push on out, and Maximus will shut him on out.
Yeah, Portsmouth there losing 3 players in quick succession at the start of that round. That's got to be painful for them. But yeah, that's going to be unfortunate for that Portsmouth side. Losing that many players early on in what was a bye round for them, coming off of a win there, it's going to be annoying for their economy and pretty damaging. Damaging to their economy as well. UEA getting 3 rounds up on Portsmouth. They haven't been in this position before. They're 2 rounds up on their opponent. They're 3-1 in this map. Maybe they could be looking at a very strong defensive side here.
Defense certainly looking strong as of yet, and we saw some really strong defense in the prior map, and it being very important.
Yeah.
F22 has really locked down this A site so far, and I've loved it.
For sure, but we're gonna see a bit of a slow play. They're not pushing onto anything. They're doing similar to what they did on that 3rd round, where they had a couple of players towards Hookah trying to flex. See, we see the Viper coming back through CT. This is a very similar feint to the it's the 2nd round, 3rd round that it was, but they did the exact same thing, and now they're going to push into A, and with only 2 players, he's going to have a hard time holding off this push. Maximus is very dead in this lab position.
Yeah, the Hellfire from Talon netting that first frag for the round, 50 seconds in. And it's been quite quiet as of yet. I Don't Want to Be starting to move into position in bathrooms here, so the rest of the team is already pushing up mid. Devil, in fact, is already looking into U-Haul, trying to find someone here, but there's no one contesting them right now. Still at the back of sight. Faith wants to get this wall down, but pushes out with the spike. It's taken down by F22. That is a big frag, and that means it's going to be a lot more difficult to try and get this one down. A good spray from Devil will keep their teammate alive for now, but that utility doing so much to deny any kind of plant right now. And I mean, what do you need to do? I Don't Want to Be You has 15 seconds. Is able to get it down, but with that ultimate coming onto him, he is sniped on out. And the 2 remaining players are going to be struggling as F22 finds this frag. It's Karma in U-Hauls alone versus 2. It's definitely possible, but it's going to be hard as he is watching the angle. The recon bolt comes on in alongside that drone, and with that, he is not long for this world. The spray comes on through, almost finds the shot onto Alfie, but will be shut down, and defenders pick up their 4th round.
Alfie going for a bit of an early reload there, but he doesn't get punished for it as Karma doesn't hit the headshot, and Alfie does manage to take him down. That's going to put UEA 3 rounds up over Portsmouth. This is, again, a new world for them. Being ahead of Portsmouth, this should be giving them a big confidence boost here. Getting that operator out on Alfie AC here should be able to secure this round, as Portsmouth, they're only going to have a few sheriffs and a little bit of half armor to their name. 3 ults though, but none of them particularly useful on an eco round. Going to spread out in a bit of a default formation on this attack round.
Absolutely will. F22 picking off Karma early on. F22 kind of doing what Devil was doing to them the entirety of the previous map, and really finding those frags early on and making a lot of impact. I like what Devil's doing here as well, looking for those cams, trying to find a bit of information, see if anyone's playing really forward.
Yeah, obviously that pick onto that Portsmouth player is going to be a bit of a disadvantage for them. Devil, unknowingly, is standing right next to Maximus in this hookah, but he is going to go down. Maximus picking him off with a brilliant spray, and another for him, taking down Talon as well. That's 2 for him. Portsmouth down 3 players now. This round is lost to them, with only 2 sheriffs left of them. Maximus going to get a 3rd.
They do. Maximus finding a good frag, and I mean, they have been shutting down right now as they're finally shut down by I Don't Want to Be You, who gets fragged out, and defenders just really on lock right now. Impressive stuff from Rootkit, and this is the Rootkit that we wanted to see, isn't it?
This is the Rootkit that we want to see. Their players are going big. We saw Maximus that round get a triple kill. That's big for him, and the rest of the players, again, performing pretty well. OT, Cook, and F22 each having some good plays so far. Now, both teams have 4 ultimates up here. There's going to be full rifles on the Portsmouth side, so this is a round they are looking for. Now, if Alfie goes big with this operator on long, because there is looking to be a lot of B aggression here, this could shut down Portsmouth hopes for this half.
Certainly could. Alfie seems to be doing exactly that as he's already in position. You see a lot of utility expended as he will be forced back. So I Don't Want to Be is able to kind of jiggle peek this position as Alfie doesn't want to mess around though too much. O2 Cook very happy to mess around and find 2 quick frags as Alfie makes that a 3rd for the team. Faith will finally find a frag, and Talon is able to push on up. Some good spray, almost finds Alfie there, but not quite.
Yeah.
Alfie is still able to hold strong as the rest of the team comes in through that teleporter, looking to push out that little bit more. Talon picks up Dargon in the back streets there, and this means that now with these smokes going in, Faith can actually look to try and push on up. Gets onto site and has that spike. Is able to get that get that spike down alongside Talon, who finds a frag. It's looking good for the for the attackers, considering how badly it started.
Alfie going down on site was not good for the defenders there.
Certainly wasn't. But picking up Talon early on feels pretty darn good as is. Really nice utility usage there from Maximus, and that will net them the round.
Yeah, Maximus didn't finish off his spray there as he thought the player was already dead, but F22 does finish him off. That could have been really punishing. Luckily, they both peaked in tandem. Yeah, UEA gonna have a nice lead over the Portsmouth side here. It's looking rosy for them this half.
I mean, it's like the shoe is on the other foot, honestly, considering how the first map started, where the defenders really did stick it to the other team. And this time, Portsmouth being the one really getting stuck to, as they're just struggling to close out a lot of these rounds. They're finding a lot of frags. You can see Talon with a couple of players kind of trailing behind a little bit, but they're able to find at least something. And 7 rounds in here, I mean, they've still got a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, if they can make it to that 3rd map, we know Portsmouth is a little bit weak on split, so UEA could be looking at a reverse sweep here, but first they've got to make it through their attacking rounds on Vine. Talon going to get a nice pick onto Alfie AC there, who was not performing as well as we might have hoped on this B side. Cook going down as well. That's a nice entry for the attacking side.
Yeah, that is fantastic, honestly. Using that stinger to great effect, obviously the highest fire rate weapon in the game, but really can just destroy people if they are not aware of it. Smoke's coming in. Maximus completely zoned off the position. Talon still holding the angle, gets rid of them, and Talon is on fire in this round and has been on fire, honestly, this entire half. Devil holding the angle, but Karma will be the one to pick it on up, and just 1 player remaining, and I don't know if he's even going to go for this. I think he just backed.
No, he does have to fall off here. He doesn't have his ult. He doesn't really have that much kill potential, especially into 5 Portsmouth players. That would be far too difficult for even a a man of Dargon standing, who has proven time and time again in the tournament and in the 10-mans to be an outstanding individual player, but not that good to go for a 1v5 in that situation. But yeah, Portsmouth going to be picking up their second round of the half. That's going to be good for them. Karma went big, but Dargon's going to pick him off. Karma needs to step up this game, I think, to really get the individual plays back. Dargon going big again, getting Devil with a nice little shot onto him as he jumps around the corner. But yeah, I think a few of the players on the Portsmouth side need to step up a little bit. Karma has shown in the past to be an outstanding player, able to pull off loads and loads of really clutch plays. He's sitting only on 2 or 3 kills this game, which is a bit low for this Portsmouth side.
And it's not what we want to see from Karma. Karma, we like to see being very dynamic, aggressive, getting a lot of these picks, refrags, especially alongside Faith. And neither of these players have been really showing up in the way that we saw from them in game 1. So looking into the defenders' side with a little bit more practice, I think we'll see a little bit of a change-up.
Well, Alpha AC going to be sitting on this long position with the operator. Maybe he can do some work taking down I don't want to be you if you can.
Do you see that soul orb? Stopping him from really approaching a good flash, but no one quite goes down as of yet. I don't want to be you. Sneaking up be long, looking for someone who's just caught out of position. As Devil watching that flank, they know for a fact that people are doing it, and as a result, they're going to move back towards A after firing a couple of shots here. They don't want to commit all too hard, and instead, baiting them away. We see 4 players on the B side. This is perfect timing. Instantly, as soon as they hit anything, the rotate comes back on in. Dargon is already back on site. F22 holds strong yet again. Solo finds 2 frags and shuts down attempts made by the Portsmouth side. The res comes in from Faith, but with the fragging that F22 is doing, I don't even know if you can do this. You don't have the spike anymore. You're trapped in some very awkward positions. Dargon is all completely ready to try and shut this down. Doesn't even want to invest his ultimate in the end here as OT Cook finds that frag. And UEA just shutting down right now after what looked like a beautiful play from the side of Portsmouth.
Yeah, Portsmouth with that fake rotate, they've pulled it off 2 or 3 times already this time. So maybe UEA expect the tank to take down F22 and Dargon's going to finish off Portsmouth side. But yeah, UEA, they've seen the same thing from Portsmouth now 3 or 4 rounds, faking out one site and then going the complete opposite direction. They rotated a bit heavy onto that B site, but they rotated off towards A that even faster. But F22, I think, really shut down that Portsmouth side. 3 very quick, nice, clutch headshots. Basically destroyed any aggression that Portsmouth had left inside of them. With only 2 players left, pushing on to any number of people on the site is going to be scary for them.
Hopeless, nice.
Absolutely is. I mean, what do you do right now if you are Portsmouth? Because you're just getting out-aimed and in a very similar manner to what they did to their opponents in game 1. It's kind of a bit of a struggle. They have been adapting well, putting in some good strategies, but when Alfie hits shots like that onto Devil, takes them out of the equation early, what do you really do? Karma tries to slip into the back of the site, but unable to find those headshots. Instead, it's Maximus who shuts down Talon on long, and from this, it's now a 3 versus 5 already.
Prepare for hellfire.
That's the kind of flash that each main will love, but F22 going to get picked there and goes down to Karma. Maybe Karma could turn this round around. There's 2 against 4. Portsmouth still has a chance here with only 1 player on A site.
Certainly is, but they hear that instantly. Looking for that rotate. One even goes through the teleporter to try and get around it. I don't want to be you. Does go down to Dargon, and Dargon takes down Karma as well. And this is it. These defensive positions are absolutely fantastic from Rootkit.
For sure. Yeah, UEA 6 rounds up. Rootkit really looking dominant team in this map, which is a stark contrast to last map. Obviously, they've warmed up since the last match. That latter half of the last match showed a little bit more of the Rootkit excellence, and they've proven in this half so far to be the absolute dominant team. But again, there's still 2 rounds to go in this half, and a whole other half where they're going to have to prove their attacking is just as good.
Absolutely, Devil finding one through the smoke there, takes it down F22. That's got to hurt, but it should be good for the attackers. They should be able to find up a little bit more. Talon taking so much damage that he's forced to go aggressive here. Doesn't find anything else, as I don't want to be you. Goes down to 1 HP, and they have this control, at least in part, of the A site, as he's looking to push up aggressively. Solo doesn't quite impede him. He sees one of the players takes down Dargon, and the spike does actually get planted. This is so good for the attacking side. They found a couple of early picks, and with Karma hitting shots like that, it doesn't matter if you've got that res. Karma playing this position, getting aggressive with the run it back. Alfie, who sure will find a couple of frags on the side, but Karma is the one to continually try and make these plays. Does get taken down as Alfie AC was ready for him. And now, with this long-range weaponry, it's 2 versus 2 on site. Some healing coming on through. I don't want to be you. Uses that to take down Alfie. Continuing to get the spray down. Takes down F22. And the attackers pick up a good round here.
Yeah, I know the UEA side there looked like they almost had it there. They looked to have a bunch of pistols, really, and not much in the way of utility on some of those players. And then Portsmouth just swung out of nowhere with Deagles and managed to dink them all. Karma going big there on site, but I don't want to be you. I think the standout player surviving on 1 HP, and he was capable of getting this 2v2 down to a 2 versus 0. Both those players, F22 and Alfie there, unable to challenge. I don't want to be used. Just aggression on that site. Even with the low HP, he was still trying to be a little bit aggressive, and that kind of won them.
Talk about aggression. Here we see 2 fault lines come on in. The Hellfire instantly taking down F22. That is aggressive. And they haven't even gone for the teleporter. 3 players remaining on this defender's side. They have all rotated, but the spike is going to go down, and that's going to be pretty easy for the attacking side. Now it is that retake with the information coming out from I don't want to be you using that ultimate. This should be so darn good for them. Karma knows exactly where one of these players is. Getting a little bit backwards. He has already taken them out, and it's 2 versus 4 now. Make it 1 versus 4, as we do see refrags aplenty. Faith holding the angle, looking to pick up this round. The final round of the half for their team. Going in 8-4 doesn't feel too bad, but Dargon, he's not very happy with that at all. He wants to take it all to the end, uses his ultimate, but Faith will pluck him out of that position, and the attackers do manage to pick up that one, taking it 8-4 as we move into the second half.
Now that isn't as one-sided though as we saw last game. Portsmouth, they were 10 rounds up, I think, on the UEA side. They're only giving them 2 rounds on their defending half. If Portsmouth has some good, strong defense, they could definitely look about bringing this back. If they do what UEA did last game and managed to get 4 or 5 rounds on their, well, UE did it on their defense, and Portsmouth will be looking to do it on their defense as well. If they can do that, they'll be pulling even, and they could be looking at still taking this series, because obviously, I do think there is a defensive bias on this map.
This is a nice spot.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very strong defensive map, and we've seen that time and time again, especially with a lot of these retakes. And that's been something Rootkit have made use of massively in this round. Aggression right now from Portsmouth Paladins. I think they'll actually meet a couple of players, but it's Alfie who is the one to draw first blood here. It's Devil tries his luck a little bit too much. I don't want to be, does fall back to the rear of this site, and with that ultimate orb being picked on up, the rest of the team will look to engage here. Although they teleport away, they have a lot of ways to do this. They use utility, and instantly you hear that teleporter. The rotates come right back on through as 2 players moving through the defender spawn. Karma uses that Molotov to try and pin them down. He has the backup. The flash comes on in, but still, F22 will not be abated and takes them down. Faith Oldstrong takes down their clone on the defense. Rushes on forward, jumps into 2, and finally falls. It is going to be the 1 versus 4. But with the Ghost, this is definitely possible. I don't want to be you, just has to find a couple of heads. Unfortunately, he finds nothing of the sort. And the attackers really shutting that one down.
Yeah, UEA taking the first round. They should be looking at the next one as well, as they are going to have a much better buy than Portsmouth going into the second round. Portsmouth, they're going to want to wait, I think, for the third round. They can give UEA a couple more rounds, or just 1 more round here, putting them at 10-4, but then the third round, they'll be able to get those rifles out. Maybe they can bully UEA out of this half and get the game into a more even state. Because right now, UEA is looking pretty strong.
Absolutely is.
Just the 1 shorty on that Portsmouth side. This might not be enough to win this round.
Good stuff. Talon. Waiting in his position. Looking to try and get some utility down to stop them from pushing forward. But F22 will take down that tripwire and rush aggressively. He doesn't catch them off guard either. And OT Cook is able to finish up I Don't Want to Be You as they just burst onto the site. Devil has already fallen and Faith is on this backline, but has a shorty. It's going to be difficult for the defenders to really hold this, as you said earlier. They don't have much in the way of weaponry, but been doing a great job as of yet. Finding a couple of pieces of damage. Karma. Still waiting for that timing to try and move around here.
Yeah, still 2 players left. Could be looking to get some guns here. Finds one.
Yeah, it was a nice frag from Faith, but
Yeah.
I mean, what do you really do there? OT Cook shuts them down, and that is again why winning the pistol is so important. You could buy up to further to some of these SMGs and just shut down basically anything your opponent can really muster.
Yeah, I mean, it's very unlike CS in that regard. The second round is very much favored towards the round that wins the first half, because obviously in CS, the way the economy works, you can actually sometimes get a better buy-off if you lost the first round. But we don't see that in this game. And winning the pistol gives you essentially 2 rounds. And we're going to see Portsmouth, they're looking a bit behind here. 6-round deficit. They're really going to want to start getting some rounds soon. And Karma goes big, taking down 2. That could be the conversion they need. This round could be it.
Certainly could be. I Don't Want to Be You. Holding this angle, there is a player on their left, but that utility will give away their position. Dargon will not let that one go unpunished. Takes them down promptly. Still 3 players looking towards his A site, and the spike is waiting in the wings to be picked up and pushed onto site. But Talon is waiting in his position already, aggressively pushed up into Cubby. There's a player on long, but Karma, I don't know if he's going to spot out the aggressive play made here by that player in window. Does get a couple of shots onto Dargon, but doesn't quite finish him on off. Right now, unsure as to where they're going to be pushing. The spike is rotating towards that B site. There is still a player on A, looking to maybe commit something, get a little bit of a attempted push. No rotates yet. F22 will be able to sneak around that wall as well. That is so big, able to continue this facade of the spike being here. Devil, watching the angle, still expecting something. No one's pushing yet. Finally, it comes on in. The spray doesn't find it. F22 falls short, but they're on this B site. Karma is still here, gets the spray onto one, looking for that second one, pushing up real darn aggressive, trying to get something going here, but it'll be Talon, finishes off Dargon, and defenders showing us why it's so defender-sided. Really nice retakes, and being able to split themselves around on the map.
I mean, I think we saw a glimpse of the Karma that we've seen in some of the previous games and series in this tournament. He went absolutely massive there, turning around this half for his team. Down 10-4, and he gets 2 big kills towards that Showers position. Pretty much single-handedly winning them around there, because 2 players up is a massive, massive benefit for defending side. And, you know, he didn't get retraded either, so it's just another benefit for that Portsmouth side. UEA going to push up towards B here. Only 2 players on the site, so if they push aggressively enough and deny their teleport, it could be quite an easy take.
Certainly could be. Devil has this flash waiting. Will be able to catch 2. Looking for the spray. Does actually find the 2. Able to convert that one properly. And want to be in a good position with this utility. In fact, the spray doesn't go anywhere near them because of their positioning. Molly will force Dargon back a little bit, and he is caught out. Still trying to do something here, but I Don't Want to Be You. Pushes on up, gets that spray, and now it is 2 versus 5. And with everyone cleared away from the B site, there's only 1 on the A. And they are able to just get a beeline right onto the actual spike planting area. Karma peeks on out, does get 1, looking for that second, but delays them long enough. The rest of the team is going to be coming on in. The flash does hit, but doesn't convert into a frag hit. Finally, Devon will be able to find that one. And, I mean, things are looking up, honestly, for Portsmouth.
Things are really looking up for the Portsmouth side. They have shown that they know this map. Their defensive side is very clean. I mean, we've seen Devil on long, flashing out, getting kills round after round so far in this defensive round. You know, another double kill at the start of the round really favors the defensive side, and Portsmouth seems to be able to do it every round. They've had Karma go out into Showers, they've had Devil peek out long. These picks are massive for their team and for their rounds, because they have now closed the gap to only 4 rounds. It's looking good for them so far.
No, I mean, that shot's also looking darn good for Devil. As Alfie and the gang are trying to push on up, even getting up close and personal with that shotgun as Maximus. Doesn't quite eat the lead, but very darn close. Needs to be careful. He pushes that position again. The rest of the team is looking to try and reinforce. As actually, you do see that operator go towards long to try and shut that down if they ever try and push that. I don't want to be you. It's pushed up so far forward right now.
Right under this window position. It's dangerous, but it just went.
Mistakes made by F22, pushes aggressively out of bathrooms. And I mean, Karma's just watching it. They're going a little bit too slow. They need to be faster. Devil misses that first shot on the operator, and that does mean they are able to escape. But the long player still looking to push on in. The flash comes on in. Maximus will go down as he tries to get aggressive, but Devil takes down Alfie with a good flick on over there. He continues to put their pressure towards this hooker as the rest of the team just cleans on up.
Yeah, again, Portsmouth just dissecting this UEA side. For some reason, their attacking side was poor, but their defensive side is clearly well practiced. They know exactly what they're doing, in what positions they're doing it, and their timing, and they're working together so well to just clean up any aggression UEA tries to put out towards any site. Devil on the operator getting multiple picks. They're really, really nice for him on that B site. But yeah, only a 3-round gap now. This is not looking like it's all over for Portsmouth here, because they could close out this series in just 2 maps.
They do. Devil holding this angle very aggressively on the right-hand side here near the teleporter. As the rest of the team doesn't push up long, makes a jiggle peek, but Maximus doesn't quite go down. The flash is going to come through in just a second. For both sides, they're trying to contest with that utility. Maximus not going to find anything, and Devil gets flushed out. Really nice play there from OT Cook. And now, I don't want to be you. Has to hold strong here, and does exactly that. Gets taken down by Dogon, but the ultimate still goes off. The enemies are revealed, and Talon is able to get into position in short order. The teleporters do signal, and Karma is able to push back on up. Able to get out the AC, who tries to push on through. And now, Faith trying to hold down this site. Takes down F22. The utility goes towards them. Almost finds the frag onto Dargon there, but Dargon remains alone on this site. 1 versus 2. Finally goes down to Talon, and again, defenders with such a clean setup right now.
Yeah, Portsmouth is picking apart the UEA side. That is 4 rounds in a row. They lost the pistol, which, albeit, it's a lot harder to pull off some insane strats on the pistol because you just don't have the money for all of the utility that you might want, and there's no chance of getting an ult out. Well, there is a chance of getting an ult on the pistol, but it's very rare and it's going to be late round. But yeah, Portsmouth, once they have that utility, once they have those rifles, once they have that full shields, they are picking apart the UEA side, and UEA doesn't seem to have a response to it.
Prepare for help.
Certainly don't seem to have a response to Talon peeking out like that and just getting caught. Dargon takes them out, and with that Brimstone ultimate really shutting down any attempt of pushing on out here. The Viper's Pit locked down already, trying to contest this one back. We'll be able to try and do something here, but Karma on that flank. Viper's Pit for the attackers should be able to stop pretty much anything, but they're not watching for Karma, who is on this flank. Takes down Alfie AC. Devil trying to keep things hard pressed here, but Karma going down and 2 players falling. It's down to Faith to win it out versus 3. There is no longer that ultimate to deal with, and as a result, they're going to go for this res. Faith will be able to get that one off, but frags flying around here mean that they're not able to get anything, and the attackers edge ever closer. UEA trying to lock out this map.
UEA desperately needed a round to stop that Portsmouth momentum, and they have managed it. It would have been nice to see Faith get their revive out and cover the teammate, but teammate in such a, you know, vulnerable position when they do get revived, because they are killable in the animation. They cannot do anything about it. Goes down, and it's still a 1v3, and he doesn't get the trade. It's very unfortunate for Faith there. A 3-round gap, though. I mean, even though UEA is close to this 13th round, Portsmouth, they keep up their strong defensive side. It's going to be a close one.
It certainly is. Utility being investigated by Maximus as everyone pushes on in. There is the Brimstone ultimate. Shuts down Alfie AC as he tries to push on in. Great usage here from the defenders as Portsmouth are holding strong for now. They picked up that spike again, and they're just going to go for the teleporter. They don't want to mess around. A-site has been a problem for them, but there are some players on the backside. Devil does not find the shot. And in fact, I don't want to be you and him. Both the Dargon. That is not a good look. And now it is 1 versus 3, where before it was 3 versus 3. This is so terrible right now. You have to be careful. Karma, you need to clutch this. Otherwise, your team is already staring down the barrel of a match point here on map 2. Karma, starting to push on out. The rest of the team is trying to flank him. There's a player on long, but they're not going to push out all too aggressively. Back in elbow here. Karma turns away, but no one peeks him. Finally, that peek comes on through. OT Cook will finish him on off, and beautiful round for the attackers as UEA looking to take map 2.
Yeah, they clearly lost a little bit of confidence after that SMG round that they had. Portsmouth being up 4 in a row, but Dargon there shows how solid this UEA side can be. That was massive picks for them. Both those Portsmouth players probably shouldn't have really stood in the same place, you know, one behind the other, but still big for Dargon there. 4-round gap between the teams, and UEA is on match point. They could be looking to go 1-1 this series and push it to the 3rd map.
And what a treat that would be, going all the way to split here. Very excited to try and get that 3rd and final game in, as Rocket really looking to make this a series, and that's exactly what we want to see. Faith trying to hold strong here, puts down that wall early. They don't want to mess around because they have literally no leeway in this map. If they can bring it back, they should be able to lock it out, but it's gonna be hard. And Karma is a big part of this. Whether they show up, that's a big provisor for them really winning maps. Karma getting aggressive, trying to jiggle peek there. Doesn't eat the shot, has the flash in case they try and push aggressively, but no one is doing exactly that. In fact, the operator shot of Maximus barely swings wide, and Karma is able to keep them at bay for now. 50 seconds on the clock and counting, as we do see a lot of information go out. Talon trying to back up the rest of their team, making sure no one's pushing through these U-hauls. We see the flash come on in. That is big, as Karma falls to F22, who just pushes straight onto site. Devil will back up the rest of the team, as Faith does manage to find F22. But with all these players from Portsmouth falling, this is so bad right now. University of East Anglia are destroying them. Maximus on this operator, finding frag after frag. Finally falls to Devil. Gonna try and interrupt the ultimate spike there, but it does manage to just about go down. For that second later, it would have been so darn good. Now it's up to I Don't Want to Be You versus 2. This is definitely possible. And he's on the perfect angle. They're not looking for him. He's going to be able to find that first one. There's one more in U-hauls. Doesn't know exactly where they are. Look towards your left. He's right there. Finds him and clutches it out for Portsmouth here.
That is big for Portsmouth. They're not going out just yet. That's going to be 12-9, and it is all to play for still. Portsmouth still need 3 rounds to draw even, and they need 4 more rounds in a row to win this series and the entire final. But I reckon they can do it with brilliant play from those players there. I don't want to be with a brilliant 1v2 there. Honestly, astounding work from him. That last kill looked a little bit shaky, but he still managed to pull it off.
Pretty good. And I mean, definitely the hero of their team right now for pulling that one off, keeping them in with a chance. Albeit only a chance, as they are Bulldogs and even light armor for Faith here. Definitely can find the frags, but definitely kind of splitting up. Devil tries to play aggressive, but Faith is the one to fall first. Almost finds the spray down. Does get aggressive, and that's 2 quick frags. Short Talon falls on the flip side, and F22 has taken A control. This is going to be a 3 versus 2 retake. Karma keeping things close. Good frag, but finally falls. It is 1 versus 2. F22 has not gotten the spike down yet. We'll be able to pick that one up and look for where they're going to push. In fact, they're just backing all the way. Are they going to leave the A site right now? It's definitely a possibility. I want to be you and the gang watching and waiting, making sure that they're not going to get caught out on this rotate. Slowly, finally, we see F22 starting to make a move on the map and heads straight back towards this A site. looking for that spike plant. As soon as that utility goes down, they know exactly where F22 is. They're going to move on to site instantaneously. Utility doesn't quite manage to interrupt the spike plant, but now, with it being a 2 versus 1 and with the utility telling him exactly where F22 is, F22 jumps into U-Haul, continuing to try and hold the angle, finds one frag, doesn't find the other, as I Don't Want to Be You yet again clutches out for their team, bringing it so darn close, 10 to 12.
I Don't Want to Be You is a clutch meister. He has done 2 rounds in a row to save his team from knockout and second place, bringing it now to 12-10. Portsmouth, they are getting gosh darn close to this 12 that they want. And UEA, they're already on it, but they still need one more to win this round. The first 12 rounds doesn't matter. It's always the 13th that you need. And they haven't got it yet. So they're really looking for it. They are getting onto site, though. It is possible that if Portsmouth messes up one retake, that it's game for UEA.
Ain't over till the fat lady sings, and right now, definitely trying to keep themselves focused on the game rather than on music, as they do push on back. Devil, putting that flash down, trying to keep them from pushing too far aggressive. I Don't Want to Be You. Playing around this angle, has to be careful. Spots out some bodies. The rest of them push on in. They know that it's going to be here. The utility is expended. Brimstone destroys I Don't Want to Be You there. Fantastic stuff. Dargon playing so well for the team right now. Devil tries to get a spray on through. The drone gives away so much. And with the walling him off, this is going to be so difficult to make this retake. They are shut out of the site. Devil continuing to try and apply pressure here. But will he be able to get through? Karma trying to find a spray, trying to find something as Devil finally breaks through that barrier wall. Faith starting to push out through the defender spawn. Dargon still shutting down players as Talon is unable to make their move. 3 versus 5 as right now it's been so clean for the attacking side. They just need to shut out this one. A trade back and forth. That's in favor of the attackers right now. Karma does not check their corners. Finally, F22 falls, but Devil finds the frag onto Alpha AC. 1 versus 2 to clutch this out. Tries to get the pre-fire, baiting them out. They peek at the same time. And finally, a clutch for UEA here as they pick up map 2, their opponent's map pick.
That is 1-1. I was convinced after that first game we would see a bit of a whitewash with Portsmouth taking 2 maps to East Anglia's 0. But UEA proved that they were a dominant force on Bind there. The third map is going to be Split. Now, I haven't seen UEA on Split, but I've seen Portsmouth on Split, and they aren't very strong. So UEA has a massive chance going into this third map. But it could go either way. 13-10 in the second map is pretty damn close.
It certainly is. And I mean, what a stellar performance from UEA. They're able to find frag after frag after frag. And even with those clutches coming out from Portsmouth Paladins, they were able to keep things even. And some fantastic on-site defense that really helped them close down that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I Don't Want to Be You really had some amazing rounds there, pulling off some insane clutches to keep his team in the half, but in the game, but it wasn't enough. Luckily, they were the ones that were ahead of map, so they still have a chance. There is a third map, and if either team wins it, that's the grand final over and done, and they will take the series and the whole tournament. But yeah, I am interested to see Split, because Split is the only one of the maps that's more attacker favored, I believe, with the changes that Riot made to those the force fields along the entirety of the map. That's really shifted the favor of the map towards that attacking side, I believe. So it's gonna be interesting to see, because both these teams so far have looked pretty weak on the attack. It's been their defense that has pretty much consolidated their lead. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they can do on Split.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for watching the second game. We will be going to that third and final match in just a jiffy, but we are going to have a 10-minute break first, just so players can kind of chill and relax, and we can catch our breath after what a fantastic second game that was.
I don't wanna fall in love tonight. You take my hand and lead me away to another place. Just you and me. I don't wanna fall in love tonight. getting pretty hard to breathe. Lights dance on both their faces. Your eyes, they sparkle bright. The beating of my heart draws closer, but my brain is losing sight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the UK Uni Valorant inaugural tournament as we are here in the very final game of the finals. I am Rook, and joining me is Hanno, and, well, we're finally here.
Yeah, this is the very final map of the whole tournament. We're going to see, well, there's no draws in Valorant, so this is actually the final one. We're going to see UEA against Portsmouth. UEA, obviously, unbeaten so far in the entire tournament, I'm pretty sure. Right?
I mean,
They're
I think they
completely
dropped their first map today, so...
Their first map dropped today, just this last map we saw Bind. And we're going to go on to the third map, which is Split, which from my knowledge is their weakest map. So UEA really has a chance here. Pause was obviously, if they can pull off the same domination they pulled off on that defending side on the first map on Haven, they could really have as well, a brilliant chance at winning this whole series.
They absolutely could. And I mean, it's not like game 2 wasn't close. Portsmouth really did bring it back. It got pretty darn close at times. I think it was 11-13 or 10-13. So, I mean, Portsmouth made a bunch of clutch plays as well. They were able to just about keep themselves in it for at least a while. So definitely don't count them out, even though this is their weakest map. I think we'll see things continue to be close, and I think it really is a coin flip, honestly, at this point, to see who's going to win this. The better team will win on the day, and I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, well, I think the current top fragger on the server is Faith, or no, F22, sorry, who currently has 36 kills in just 2 games. That's pretty good, averaging 18 kills a game. Obviously, last game, I think he got 22. And yes, my drawer is open for those of you in Twitch chat. But yeah, I mean, we've seen some outstanding plays. Obviously, Dargon last map went absolutely massive, but probably the highlight was I Don't Want to Be You with 2 pretty insane clutches in a row. Definitely got MVP on that map there. But I guess we're going to have to see how the next map goes, though. We're looking to see some more players. Maybe Alfie AC can come out big. He's currently, unfortunately, the bottom fragger on the server. Very unfortunate for him. He's a support player. But maybe on this third map, we can see some new players rise and shine on this third. Obviously, we're looking out for Karma as well. It's one of those players that we know can go big, but just hasn't yet. Maybe this third map will be the one for him.
Yeah, but Johns, it's just a matter of time as Split, as you said earlier, not boding well, to be honest, for Portsmouth. As you said before, even you were able to beat them on this map, so they must not be particularly good at it.
Oh, of course.
Whether they'll be able to come back in any way, they have shown that they can just frag innately. And not too many teams are practicing Split. They're not too many teams that are a big fan of it. So it could also be true for Rootkit that they're not too fussed about it as well.
Yeah, well, the lobby is being set up now, and we should be heading towards picks very soon. Do you think they're going to change anything up though on this map? I mean, Split, it's quite attacker favored, so maybe people will start to build a more offensive squad and go for those more rounds on the attacking side rather than the quite safe utility heavy defensive side, or
Yeah.
information heavy defensive setups.
I mean, I think actually keeping the information is very important. Definitely having Sovas on both teams is going to remain relevant, but neither team has really opted out of having a Sova because it is just so darn strong. Opted out of the Cyphers, but I think moving over to the Sovas would be nice for this map as you can continue to have that aggression, as we were talking about, this is attacker favored, while having information.
Yeah, because Cypher, although he's very good at getting information, on a push, all you can really do is hold from behind. And obviously, I Don't Want to Be You has shown that on a push, he's perfectly good. He can get on there and get frags, but you don't have that utility, that essential, that pushing force onto a site to make some big impact plays.
Absolutely. Definitely interested to see whether that's going to happen or where. I mean, I think honestly, bringing back that breach for a couple of these players, I think is going to be really important because I think breach, we've seen it being used effectively to deny plants, to flash players, to delay them a lot of time. And I think that alongside Sage can really shut down certain parts of these sites.
Yeah, well, obviously, we've seen a Sage on every team, on every map so far this series. She's essential. There's no doubt about seeing her on every single team. Although, maybe one of these teams will come and surprise us. We're yet to see. But yeah, definitely probably the Brimstone, the Breach as well. One of those two always seems to come out on every team. They're so useful. I wonder if we'll get to see that Viper again, though. F22, some big plays. He had that triple kill on the A site last map. So yeah, on last map. Maybe they'll just keep putting out because I know there's a couple of lineups on Split that can prove very, very effective. In fact, I think it was spectating a team a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember the name who fakes out a lot on Split because of that A site lineup you can get, and also the B site cutting off of Heaven you can get if you do it just right.
Absolutely, we're going to be seeing a raise, as you say, coming out from Faith here. So yeah,
Ooh, wow.
going to be having those nades and also pick up a ghost as they really want to augment their team's fragging power as everyone else is able to pick up that armor. I like this kind of buy as they are setting up early on. No information found, and the wall denying Devil to push on up here where he really wanted to try and get a little bit frisky with the opponent's front line. Some good shock darts, keeping Devil at bay, but right now that wall doing exactly its job.
Alfie.
Almost goes down there. You got to be careful. Yes, the rest of the team is there to back them on up, but Dargon falls in mid, and with this mid control for the attacking side, this is where the map really starts to fall apart. This is why people kind of struggle with Split all the time. If you lose that mid control, things can just go from bad to worse. Maximus, however, finding that frag very important for at least somewhat stemming the tide of the attackers as F22 now no longer on that Viper. They are unchained, finds a quick 2 frags, finally taken down as I Don't Want to Be You, and Devil refrag that setup, and it's 2 versus 2. Maximus still playing in this position and looking to push on forward as Devil is watching the angle as well. He needs to be careful as the team is going for that plant, but the good shot comes out from Maximus. That's exactly what we were expecting. Alfie AC at the back of this position as Devil going to flash himself on out. Doesn't get taken down as of yet. Able to keep himself in good stead as continues to peek back and forth. Doesn't want to lose this one out, and it is a 2 versus 1. But there definitely is a chance for Devil to win this, but it's going to have to rely on him hitting his shots, which he was not able to do here. And Maximus finds that one, and a good start for the defending side.
It looked a little bit risky at the start there with Alfie getting taken down to rather low with the Portsmouth player jumping over that wall. But Alfie, going to show us some artwork there. What a nice guy. Doesn't die, managed to get healed by a Sage, and it's a nice 2v1 retake from. Obviously, the spike league does go down, but that's not actually going to give Portsmouth that much money. I believe it is only 300 buckaroos that go to the Portsmouth side, which isn't really enough to fund a buy hit. They're going to be remaining with a Frenzy on Talon and a Ghost on Devil, and that's all they're going to be getting.
Absolutely.
Another one on Karma, though.
It is. Devil looking for a way to push on in here. Playing a very similar position as to what we saw from them last time, but that raise doing a lot of work here, getting some damage down. We do see them taking a bit, but Devil tries to peek on out. Alfie AC puts him in the ground. Talon trying to do the exact same thing, not respecting this as Alfie AC picks up a 3rd. And I mean, you really need to respect this man. He finds the 4th, and wow. That is some of the best Marshall play I've seen in this tournament.
That was insane. Alfie absolutely destroying that Portsmouth push. Now, a lot of them were body shots, so, you know, we do have to say that probably wouldn't have happened on a buy round, but that's still big play. The no-scope coming out proves how effective, though, that Marshall can be. You don't have to scope with this thing. The operator, it's a little bit more difficult. The Marshall seems to be very lenient on those no-scopes, and probably is where most of the no-scope montages they come from. Look at that. That's 3 quick kills for him, and then a no-scope comes out onto the race just a couple of seconds later, where he's not even looking. He still managed to take him down.
Absolutely stellar stuff, but their team will be at a disadvantage right now as they don't have the same amount of weapons or firepower as the opposing side will, as they bring out rifles on every single player. Looking for some pre-fires, trying to catch players out as they move on up. But you see F22 holding this position with the Spectre. We've seen what F22 can do from these angles if you don't respect them. And neither team has been particularly good at checking their corners so far in this series. And I expect F22 to be pretty darn deadly if they don't catch him. Good opening tag there. Yeah, not quite anyone going down, but some damage traded back and forth. And with nades going in, paint, shells unable to find a target, but Karma continuing to try and look on the left here, able to dodge something. F22 peeks on out and takes down Karma with the inferior weaponry. Devil, however, with their team, will push on through Heaven here, allowing them to take control and now start to put pressure onto the players actually on the B site. And Maximus's position isn't so good right now. F22 trying to back on out of this situation, but Dargon with the good flank takes down 2. Devil finally able to shut them up, but with these players, with the Spectre making that damage, that's good for F22. Talon, however, turns it into a 1 versus 1. Alpha AC versus Talon here. Gonna peek around the corner. They're going to meet each other here in this angle, but the spray is there. Alpha AC will take that one on the defenders. They're on a bit of a roll right now.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, Alfie is not only good at fragging on eco rounds, he manages to get a kill there on a buy round with Talon having full armor there. But going into this 4th round, it's a little bit difficult for Portsmouth here. Their money is a little bit rough. They've got 3k and a couple of players, which could be enough to go for some kind of force here, but the other ones are just too low, so they're going to be relegated to those sheriffs. Obviously, UEA here, bringing out all the guns. A Phantom on Maximus. Now, we did see last game a couple of kills that Karma was going for just didn't happen because he tapped them with a Phantom and it was too far range. That is the disadvantage of using that weapon.
Absolutely. Faith peeks on out, takes down Maximus, and with the backup from Devil, they take control of mid lane, wrest it from the defender's hands. This is what we want to see. Early frags, big explosive impact. There's a good way for the attackers to really pressure this one. Picking up some rifles and able to move on towards this B site. There are 2 players already in position to try and counteract them, but there's the Hunter's Fury. I don't want to be you, just about able to dodge it, jumps back into it. Not sure about that one there, mate, as the Sage does fall for the attacking side. Still an advantage for the attackers in terms of numbers, but Karma not in a great spot. Going to be trying to flash themselves on in. But no one's really doing that. Doesn't actually go for the flash. Instead, OT Cook will drop into that pit and finish them on off. Karma down, but Devil able to get that spike down as the rest of the team is coalescing around this area. Talon holding the angle still. He wants to push. He'll be happy to deal with them. Devil happy to deal with both Alfie and F22. They're fantastic stuff as they find OT Cook. And a good bottom save round there as those sheriffs really paying dividends.
Yeah, Portsmouth picking up their first round of the map. Devil going absolutely massive there with that Phantom. Up 4 kills to his. Now starting off with just pistols on that side was pretty weak. Life, then they still managed to turn it around.
Certainly have. Going to be the judge coming out here from Maximus.
It's an
And
interesting
actually,
buy.
really succeed with this. I mean, didn't really have the money to force up with the rest of the team, so picks up that shotgun. But we've seen shotguns definitely can catch players off guard, especially with some of these angles. Again, players not checking their corners can lead to pretty instantaneous deaths when shotguns are involved. Devil setting up for the rest of the team as they will concuss as he tries to move on in. That tripwire does such a good job at delaying them. And as a result, Karma will be able to take down OT Cook. Only OT Cook has... do see the rest of the team able to back on out. 2 players still on B site, 2 moved over to A, as there has been no commit as of yet. So that Spike's still sitting in sewers.
They are going to head over towards A, though. Interesting to see UEA not really that focused on the middle of this map, kind of giving it up in in favor of site control.
It is site control very thoroughly in the hands of the attackers here. You hear that showstopper looking for something here, but doesn't quite get it. Faith is going to have to push on in aggressively without that rocket launcher now, as at least bought some space for their team, as Talon will be able to drop down these smokes and really cut off Dargon. Karma still playing aggressively here in the Heaven area. Notices one, but doesn't win the duel against that judge. It's able to finish him off, and that means Maximus now has a rifle in tow. We do see Talon get flashed out, but he's holding the angle, manages to finish off Dargon, takes out Maximus as well, who each managed to find one of his teammates. However, F22 seems like a little bit much for them. Finally, we see the frag coming out from Faith here, and a good round for the attackers, trying to even things on up.
Yeah, going 3-2. UEA looked like they wanted to run away with the game, but they are getting shut down. Portsmouth on the attacking side, which is more favoured on this map. And if you pull back to make it 3-2. Some big rounds from Devil, from Faith, from I Don't Want to Be You so far, having some big games. We're going to see a shotgun again on Maximus. Now, I sort of alluded to it last round, but UEA, they really aren't going for the mid control. We see a lot of teams put a Sage and another mid to give them that wall to try and lock down that mid control, but UEA have kind of given it up in favor of that stronger UA side control.
Indeed, Dargon holding his position strong. We do see Faith just pop on through. They didn't check the corner, and Dargon takes down Devil. Big mistakes. Finally, Faith will be able to deal with that. The shot and bursts on through. Faith takes a bit of damage. Has to be careful. Flashes come on in. The shotgun doesn't quite land again. Karma continuing to push on forward. Doesn't get the spray onto OT Cook. As a result, will go down instead. OT Cook is having to back on off. Finds that one. Maximus does find a shot, but doesn't quite find the kill. Instead, is the one that goes down themselves. Alpha AC will keep things closer as it is. 3 versus 2. The attackers definitely have the opportunity to dictate the pace of the match, however, as they have the spike still here in sewers. That mid control affords the attackers a lot of flexibility in terms of where they're going to push right now. Faith looking to push forward on their own into the back here as no committal yet. Talon going to put those smokes down. Maybe trying to bait something out, bait that rotate, and it does seem like it's going to work. As it looks right now, F22 is already rotating out of position. Faith is going to be on this site. I don't know if F22 heard those footsteps. The shot will definitely give it away, and they've already given up their position. The paint shells are going to try and keep them away from the site. Allow the rest of the team to push on forward. Talon is the one to actually find that frag onto F22 there, and that is big. It's going to be 2 versus 2 with some fantastic outmaneuvering from the attacking side. Portsmouth Paladins definitely able to pick up a plant here. Talon pushes up forward aggressively, even moves into smoke. We do see a frag from Faith, but the res comes on in from OT Cook. OT Cook falls as Maximus is the only one remaining. The spray comes on in from Talon, and the attackers take that one, evening up that scoreline.
Talon getting 3 kills for his team there. That was a big round from him. And Portsmouth is now going to have 4 of their ultimates up to the 1 on Maximus for the UEA side. Obviously, Alfie is close, but you know, the Talon, that Brimstone ult is going to be, he's been using it very effectively. Devil, again, very effectively. That can be really well used to push onto a site and to deny diffuses. I Don't Want to Be You, obviously, that Sage res can be so critical in those rounds. And Karma, well, we know he can go big. He hasn't gone big so far this series too much, but with that ult, he has a lot of potential.
That's beautiful from Talon.
F22.
F22 is so pivotal as well to this B defense.
Yeah.
That is going to be massive. As a result, we see the rest of the team looking to get aggressive here. They don't want to mess around because as they have a numbers disadvantage, they need to play a little bit cheeky, especially when they have a little bit of a lacking weaponry. Alfie is going to be playing with this shorty on this angle. It's going to get someone, but the refrag is there. They do manage to trade it, but that's fine. That's okay. Alfie, very happy to do this. The res comes on in. They want to secure this round. They have such an advantage in terms of ultimates right now. Portsmouth really on the offensive. One player dropped down into position, but Karma is already watching it. Turns away as he tries to move on up. And Devil, watching the background, will take down Dargon. Now it's only that last player in heaven who's going to be a problem. And Karma, they're just holding that alongside these slow orbs to really deny anything. Maximus looking for a little bit, but he's going to really struggle to find anything here.
Yeah, just that Sheriff gets shut down by Faith. That's a swift round. Portsmouth pulling ahead now, 4 rounds to 3. It's looking good for them now. They need to cement their their lead on the stacking side because it is attacking favored. But they could still have quite a strong defensive half coming. So leads on the attacking side aren't going to be too big on this map. It's a little bit more balanced than the others. We're going to see a full buy round though, so this could be a nice round to watch here with 4 Vandals and a Phantom on 1, and an Operator coming out on Cook. That's nice to see. He plays on this A site, so that could be quite pivotal in holding off any aggression.
Yeah, especially because of these ultimates that are going to come into play, as we do see 2 busted out instantaneously. The Brimstones are able to find frags, 1 apiece, but I Don't Want to Be You needs to be careful. There is the Brimstone ultimate taking out I Don't Want to Be. That was massive stuff there. Really nice play from Dargon to put their team in the lead. in terms of players on the board. With mid control, the attackers should be able to force something. Pushing onto a site could be difficult, however, especially because F22 is still alive on this B site. We've seen what they can do when push comes to shove, and well, push has come to shove many times. That's why they are the top fragger in this series so far. Devil continuing to push, doesn't want to get caught out because, I mean, teams have gotten caught out from corners before. Does check out F22 there in that position and decides they don't want to mess with it. They are going to rotate, but doing so will be difficult.
Yeah, 2 players on either side with Alfie so pushed up that UEA knows that it's not going to be an A push here. So they might choose to rotate that Brimstone. Look, there he goes back towards the B side, hold off this aggression. And F22 gets Devil. Here's the second player and he gets the second kill. And it's just the Brimstone alive in the middle here. This is a definite round for him.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. That's what I was touting. F22, such a fragger. Fantastic. Really solid for this team. Hasn't had the most impact in this game. I mean, up there with the rest of his team in kind of 7 or 8 kills, but on the whole, some really solid stuff. Dargon finishes off Talon to end the round, but defenders had already had that one unlocked because they even up the score.
Dargon with a nice triple kill there, but really, you know, that push from the breach really secured that round. Nice double kill. That beloved position.
Indeed it is. Interested to see how the setup's really going to change. Now, with quite a few less ultimates and more in favor of the defending side, this buy round should be a little bit less explosive, but definitely still important, as either team losing here could really set back their economy.
Yeah, the economies on either aren't looking strong. Obviously, Port's a little bit stronger than East Anglia because they did have that 4 round. But they are evened up 4 and 4, and really, there's not much left of the time.
Tripwire keeping Karma in position will actually go off and they run it back. Unable to find any utility here. So a nice way to get rid of some of that utility, but as a result, the rest of the team unable to get anything off of that. We see the showstopper come out from Faith here, tries to find someone who's contesting them, but doesn't actually get it. Will be able to escape with their life, but again, ultimates that find nothing, and with OT Cook just using that operator to find a frag, you can't just be using all of utility like this for no avail.
Ultimately, they're still looking towards their site though. Cook is still there with the operator.
Certainly is. They're starting to drop on down. The slow orbs have started to dissipate. Devil will be able to push on through, but OT Cook still holding that angle beautifully. Takes it down Karma as well, makes it a 3k, and now 2 players trying to push on through. Gets sprayed down by Dargon. Manages to find a 2k though, does I Won't Want to Be You. Clutch player for sure, but 1 versus 3 is going to be hard, especially when you don't even have that bomb planted. I Want to Be You slipping into sight. They don't have control of that spike. We'll be able to get back towards it now. Going to drop that slow orb, looking to move on towards this site, but Alfie AC is waiting in the wings, and defenders pick up another round with some solid play.
Yeah, UEA going to pull ahead again, 5-4. See, the defensive side and the attacking side looking pretty balanced so far. On the other maps, we've seen one team come out on top the first half pretty conclusively, but you know, they're trading rounds a little bit here. You know, 3 at the start, then 4, then 2 more for UEA. So the players here looking quite strong, quite balanced as well. Karma on just 2, but everyone else is pretty close on those kills. Portsmouth don't have a lot of ults though, so they might have a difficult time retaking the momentum. Obviously, Alfie with that Sova ult, a couple other players, the Cypher and the Breach as well.
Devil caught in this position. No one's peeking him though, so is able to retreat out of there, even with the recon ball giving away their position. Dargon using this opportunity to push up close and get some smokes down to maybe relieve the pressure on his position. We'll finally be able to peek out, and no mid control for the attackers can make things very difficult. Devil getting picked off like that again. OT Cook with this operator has been stellar in this map. Faith trying to push people out of positions as the smokes do come down again to try and keep them off. They last so long and they're just shutting down massive swathes of the map. Attackers just seem to be unable to move forward properly.
Yeah, for sure. Been a bit rough here with the defenders getting so much map control, especially off that pick there onto that Portsmouth player.
Certainly is. Faith looking to push up aggressively now as the rest of the team will follow as they're looking for this execute onto site. Karma does get the flash, but doesn't notice again. Check your darn corners as Karma will frag out anyway. This is the Karma we know and love as Faith is already in position. Portsmouth should be able to get the plant. It's 2 versus 2. They have site control. Faith in a really solid position. But this ultimate is beautiful. The Hunter's Fury finishes off Karma as he tries to go for that plant. Doesn't manage to interrupt it, but still finds a massive amount. That gives away Faith's position and tries to win the Angel. But Alfie will net that one. Good clutch from them and takes their team up 6-4.
Yeah, that Phantom's rate of fire really won that 5-8 for him, because once you miss the first shot on the Vandal, if you're not hitting a headshot next, you're very dead. Just the pure fire rate of that thing. Yeah, three ultimates still left up on that UEA side, so Portsmouth didn't actually take much from them there to try and take site, and still lost a round with UEA keeping most of their ults alive. Obviously, OT Cook, though, with that operator, is proving very hard to root out on that A site. So Portsmouth, I think, is feeling a little bit more like they have to take mid and B, and it's still not working out for them.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? It's Sage and Breach so fantastic at just shutting down approaches to sites, and they've been doing exactly that. F22 has been stopping anyone from really pushing forward, and OT Cook with that operator and the barrier orb has just been denying basically everything people have been trying to do. A lot of aggression towards mid, I like, but I also like that UEA have adapted to it, and that's why you saw so many smokes. F22 peeks out, gets 2, fantastic stuff again, and just should not be getting away with this.
He shouldn't be able to get that. That is a disgusting 2K from him. Again, just proving how strong those flashes are on that character. And how much Portsmouth is not checking for this aggression.
Absolutely. It's a good C4 from Faith to try and push them out of the position. But that satchel charge pushes really aggressively. It's a flying headshot onto Dargon there. That could be exactly what they need, but with the pressure coming through, with F22 winning those duels against Faith, that makes things so difficult. The wall comes in a little late, unfortunately, and F22 finds their 4th frag of the rounders. I mean, UEA right now shutting out Portsmouth in these last couple of rounds.
Yeah, they could be looking at potentially an 8-4 half here. F22 going big. Alfie actually on 11-4 and F22 on 11-7. These players are proving very effective on this map. We see, I mean, that kill from Faith was kind of disgusting. Still didn't win them the round, but, you know, he did a lot for the team.
Absolutely did. I mean, this is really ironic, actually, that Alfie is top fragging after you called him out at the bottom earlier on in this broadcast. But yeah, it's exciting to see kind of a different plethora of players piping up as Maximus looking aggressively again. These operator angles that they're taking are massive. Alfie getting picked off early. Caster's curse, unfortunately, is face all as well. Dargon holding strong in this mid area, trying to keep it on lock. The rest of the team pushes on up and just makes it so easy for them, especially when OT Cook finds frags like that on the Devil. I don't want to be trying to hold strong, but just isn't enough. Talon will finally shut down and shut out OT Cook, but it is 3 versus 1. The ultimate from Talon. Sorry, ultimate onto Talon does find a bit of damage. It doesn't quite kill them. That one, however, will be such a good positioning if it weren't for the fact that they were waiting for it.
Yep, UEA are going to take that. 8-4 to them there. That's a really, really nice start to this game for them. They're going to be looking at 5 rounds on the attacker side to pull out a big dub here. Obviously, I think one of the defining factors of that half there was OT Cook on A site, because they couldn't take the site from him. He was an absolute pest to root out from that like CT/elbow position. They couldn't root him out, and even when they didn't go A and they got to B, he was still able to pick them off in middle with that sniper.
Absolutely. Pistol round now, and I mean, I like the plethora of utility being picked up here. I don't want to be interested to see whether they've picked up that barrier rob, which is obviously very strong in pistol rounds, but we've seen neither teams really play around it effectively enough for it to be useful here. And it looks like I don't want to be who has picked it up instead of an upgraded pistol. But we see a lot of players playing around towards this B site, especially because Dargon picked up that first pick. utility, giving away information, and Karma at the back of site here going to really struggle to make an impact, especially with these walls and also utility coming towards them. Flashes themselves on in, but well, does exactly that. Flashes themselves and unable to find that shot onto the planter as a result. Cam does go down and Karma is able to deal with that one, but with all the utility coming towards them and trying to force them out of position, it's going to be hard. I don't want to be pushing up with the rest of the team, turns away from the flash and allows them to move on forward. The tripwire gives away positions, but some good shots from I don't want to be you will keep them away for now. Maximus finally falls, but there's a couple more players holding this position. In fact, still on the bomb. It is 1 versus 2, and I know he can do it. Karma able to find some good shots onto Dargon. It is now still that 1 versus 2, trying to get rid of those last people, but Karma finds the frag, and defenders are able to defuse that spike.
Yeah, Alfie desperately trying to get a shock dart onto the bomb there. And even though Karma had to reload, he managed to take him down before he could do it, because that could have potentially given him a round there. Now, Portsmouth showing off their first round on the defending side. You know, the pistol round, nice round. They should be able to get 2 off, 2 off this, bringing it to 8-6 if they can secure the SMG kills this round. And that's going to make it a much closer game. If UEA doesn't have a strong attacking side, it's going to be hard for them to get any closer to that 13th round.
Absolutely. Devil. Looking to set up the rest of their team to push on in, but a lot of A aggression moving up really fast into Talon.
Yeah.
That Stinger rips through OT Cook. You need to respect it. Finds a second, but has to reload for the third, unfortunately. Third time's the charm as Maximus will pick up Talon. But with these Stingers in action, they take down F22 as well. Karma is pushing on the flank already with Faith. Sure, you have a little bit of control of A, but you don't have full control of the actual site. As still, Devil is waiting there with this Spectre. He peeks on out, takes down another, and this is just so good right now. Maximus able to find a frag at the very least, but it's 1 versus 3, and he doesn't even have the spike.
Yeah, that is going to be hard for him. The raise on Portsmouth's team, that is Faith there, sitting right on top of that spike. That's going to be really hard, with only 22 HP for Maximus to make this 1v3 work for him. It's likely going to be a round for Portsmouth.
Almost certainly. Maximus really has to pull out something special here. The Stinger certainly can find quick frags, but when you're on 22 HP, it's going to be a lot more difficult. As we take the score ever closer, 6-8.
Well, yeah, that was expected, to be fair. I mean, Portsmouth really winning that first round. They shouldn't have had such a close round there on the second one. With only 3 players left, that could have gone either way, really. Obviously, with only Maximus left, it didn't. But, yeah, we're going to have a buy from UEA. So they are going to have all Vandals. No Sniper able to be afforded for OT Cook here. Portsmouth going to have a bit of a shambolic buy. Still SMGs, no rifles. What they call a bonus round.
Absolutely. Double. Playing around this ultimate orb. We've seen a lot of the higher level teams really valuing this ult, and it has been a war of ultimates, honestly, in a lot of ways, where teams have been using it to break stalemates that would otherwise be very difficult to play around. I like the positioning of Faith here, as they want to get up close and personal with potential enemies who are pushing through here. 2 players looking to do exactly that right now in mid, but giving them a wide berth as of yet. F22 staring towards this B site, wants to make that play, but hasn't quite happened yet, haven't quite pulled the trigger. As OT Cook and their teammates will be starting to shift over towards the A side. And I like the aggression as well, as Faith already starting to move out, looking for a little bit more. We see the utility come onto site from F22, but sprayed through does go down, and soon this facade will be revealed as Devil finds 1 frag, looking for that little bit more, doesn't find it as they do go down, but Talon falls as well, and this is fantastic for the attacking side. What looked awkward for them at first as they weren't checking their angles properly devolved well for them. I don't want to be you finding that frag, though, is fantastic for the defenders. It's now 3 versus 2 on the retake. I don't want to be you for a little bit of a spray as Karma has moved in position as well. Able to push up into these angles, and Faith, I mean, able to find these frags on this raise. And I mean, been seeing really good usage of that on the agent so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Faith on the Sage, I think, the last 2 games, and I don't want to be used but on that Cypher, but this game, they did choose up to swap it up, giving Faith that raise. It was often seen as sort of a pub stomper, you know, one of those agents for lower tier teams to just you know, chuck those nades out and hope to get a kill. But Faith is proving to be doing a lot of damage with that agent. 17 kills. Top fragger in this game, even while being a round behind. It's going to put it to 8-7, though. Portsmouth is catching up here. Could be looking to go 8-8 this round, as UEA have a shotgun, an SMG, and three revolvers. A lot of aggression towards A here.
Oh, that's a nice molly. Talon doesn't find the shot, but Devil will finish off Dargon and F22 there. Really nice stuff as he shuts down Maximus, tries to jump on through. The showstopper from Faith finishes off E8. And Faith closes out the round. Some solid stuff from the defenders, bringing the scores up 8-8. We're even Stevens.
Well, when Raze ults you and you're standing right in front of it, unless you're Jet, you're very, very dead. And Faith has proven that yet again and again this game, where if you're even slightly out of position, or you know, even if you're just pushing a Jet, a Raze, and she decides to press her X key to ult and click you, you're very, very dead, even if you trade her, because that thing does a ton of damage in a relatively large radius. But yeah, Portsmouth managed to equalize here, 8-8. Still on the defensive side here, they look to have the advantage, as this map is proving pretty defensive favored this game.
Good day up. Faith now bomb buddy to try and contest mid. Really nice stuff there. Takes down Maximus, but F22 ever on the job. Takes down Faith with a quick refrag. Good start to the round as Talon. What a beautiful ultimate there, honestly. Honest to God, I didn't notice it for a second there as the sound kind of cut out on my stream, but Talon just destroys two players with that ultimate and really sets their team up for real success. As I don't want to be just continuing to hold this angle. OT Cook looking to maybe try and execute on their own, but none of them actually have this spike. And I don't know if the attackers actually know this. Sorry, defenders. Karma falls to OT Cook, but it's 2 versus 3 still. Numbers advantage for these defenders, especially Talon. Going on a bit of an adventure into that attacker's spawn. I don't want to be you. Holding angles. Looking for these players towards mid. Does manage to refrag Devil. That's pretty darn fantastic. However, the spike is already on the A site. F22 should be able to get that plant, and I don't know if anyone's really going to be able to contest this properly. He is just going to be able to get that down. A rotate will come in as soon as that spike goes down. But they don't have all too much time, and they've got to play against a quite deeply entrenched F22, which can be difficult to do, to say the least.
Yeah, he has plenty of time here to rotate as far as he wants, and they're both going to be going A ramp, and he's going to be in this CT position. Now, they probably are going to suspect it. This position might not be as good as he thinks, but he does have his ultimate. If he hits that spike, he can really mess up those players.
Certainly can, but can't mess him up
now.
If he, gets headshot.
Yeah, going down to I don't want to be you there, who's proven yet again to be able to win in these clutch scenarios. 2v1 retake. It's not as easy as it might be might be thought, especially in a game such as this, where you can get blinded, you can get you know, I'm not sure what the effect is called from Breach's ult, but it's certainly very painful to be put under, because being sort of like stunned and blinded and all sorts of nasty things with reducing your fire rate can really put you off as a player.
Certainly can.
That's going to be Portsmouth, though, pulling ahead. They are now 9-8 ahead of UEA. Now, I thought this was their weaker map, but they are proving to be able to come back quite hard here. Down 8-4 at the half. F22 gets a pick onto Karma, though. UEA looking to have a big advantage in this round. Portsmouth only... No players left on B side, and someone gets killed in heaven there. I don't want to be going down to a Dargon ult there. Talon in the defender spawn. Is he going to be able to do anything there?
Yeah, I don't want to be you, honestly. I don't want to be you, because he just got caught in every single ultimate there. Completely taken off the board with some good utility usage. Dargon finds frag again. F22 will add to that total, and it's, well, 1 versus 5 here. And I think Faith really wants to save this operator.
I think he should save that operator. If he can save that operator, you know, as long as he doesn't give it over to the UEA side, because if UEA puts it on to Cook, that's just a whole nother world of pain that Portsmouth really doesn't want to have to deal with at this point. But UEA is going to equalize it here, 9-9. Faith is spotted out there, and all 5 players from the UEA side are going to chase him down. He's stuck on this A side, but all of the UEA players are running to try and find him. I don't think they do have time. Dargon gets his triple kill, and Faith loses that operator.
Unfortunate to see, as now they won't have that for this round. They will have Rifles are plenty, but
Rifles plenty. Yeah.
they need to kind of get back into their stride. They lost that round in pretty dominating fashion, actually. They had a good string of rounds before that, but if we're following the pattern, this means a couple of rounds are in order for the attacking side.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, UEA has proven with that last round that they can get onto those sites. They can get that bomb down, and they can win it. But they're still going to have to do that 4 more times.
Absolutely. Devil gets the headshot onto OT Cook and opens up for this round. Faith continuing to try and play mid control. Unable to do it as well as we saw in the prior half, where we saw smokes coming down all over the place, really denying any push. But I mean, explosions do a very similar job in keeping people out of places they shouldn't be. Faith managing to prove that quite deftly right now. This wall's starting to be broken through, but Faith is holding position well. They do manage to concuss them, but I don't want to be you. Holding strong with the rest of the team. Good flash from F22, who peeks towards the angle, but doesn't catch Faith. Instead, manages to flick towards I don't want to be you. Nice, straight down from Faith! As they find a big 2K, setting their team up for this round as Karma cleans up Alpha AC, and defenders win out that one with a comeback win after a very awkward round prior.
Yeah, I mean, getting a getting flawlessly executed in the last round, and then coming back this round with Faith getting such a nice triple kill in mid there. It's really polarizing rounds for them. So Portsmouth's still going to be a round ahead, and you know, UEA here looking to try and break the defense once more, or 4 times more. So there's not that many rounds left in it if Portsmouth keeps winning, and UEA, they've got to get quite a few here.
Certainly do. Faith. Again, using those explosives to really deny any plays around mid. Mid control, very important. This satchel charge, a little bit early there, gets caught out, and as a result, will take a bit of damage, but doesn't quite go down. And that's quite important here. The showstopper doesn't quite land on 21. However, Karma able to hit some show-stopping shots of his own as Maximus will fall. We see the run it back come out from Karma. He's trying to push on aggressively. However, his position isn't so safe right now as the molly pops, and so does he. OT Cook finding a good shot here. Spike is going to get initiated, and as a result, we're now seeing a 4 versus 3 retake. The res is going to come on in. Now it's 5 versus 5 for absolutely everyone. Dargon gets a good spray down, and right now the attackers are starting to ramp things on up. I don't want to be you, get some good frags, but now it's 2 versus 1. It's all down to Karma, and unfortunately, Karma hasn't accrued enough. And as a result, UEA pick up that round, keeping things close as ever, 10-10.
Well, I'm amazed you managed to keep the play-by-play going there, because a lot of stuff happened in that round. A lot of ults burned, a lot of utility burned, all in a very short space of time. I'm amazed at that round. UEA managing to take a 2nd round on the attack here. You know, Karma going down there. The last defense really left there for the Portsmouth side. It looked very hectic. Surprisingly enough, though, UEA put a lot of players into that B main position when the bomb isn't actually planted for it. I do wonder what the strategy is behind that. Yet they did win the round, so perhaps there's some hidden genius behind that strat.
Perhaps there is. Seems a little bit suspect, but I mean, if it works for sure. And Faith. Explosives are definitely proven to work. Maximus will get out of position as he doesn't want to get caught by that. And there, we see the Hellfire come on in, forces them into very awkward positions. Faith gets caught out by the molly as well. Dargon with some good knowledge and, well, a good spray down as he pops on into vents here. Gonna be able to slip on through and gets stopped as he tries to set foot into the A site. Devil holding in a good position. Doesn't have much in the way of health, but the rest of their team backing them on up should be able to hold this. F22 playing aggressive. They're looking to convert over towards B. They don't want to mess around. 2 versus 3. They have the spike and obviously control the pace of the round from here on out. They're looking to go in from a more standard push route onto this B side.
Yeah, right. 2 versus 3, but 2 of the Portsmouth players are sort of over towards B, although the Sage is flexing back towards A. If they go onto this B site, they should be given the plant, and then it's just going to be Karma playing for the retake with his teammates from the looks of it. He is looking through CT, but he's not going to spot F22 as he crosses over. Is F22 going to check this spot?
22 peeks on forward and does manage to win that duel versus Karma. It's going to be 2 versus 2 now on a full retake, honestly. They're going to have to all hightail it over here. F22 continuing to hold aggressively. Catches a player, tries to get the second one, but doesn't quite finish it off with 48 health between him and the round. Devil manages to take him off the board, but now 1 versus 1, and a good angle for Maximus means that the attackers will keep things up as they are controlling the tempo right now, 11-10. UEA looking to lock this one out.
Yeah, UEA actually getting 3 rounds on this attacking side, putting them ahead of Portsmouth now by a round. This is getting ever closer to that 13th round. This is a brilliant third match, so it's very, very close. Back and forth, back and forth. UEA Portsmouth turning out to be very good matches for each other. It's not a clean sweep for anyone so far. F22 and Dargon have really shown up on that UEA side in this latter half, picking up multiple entry frags and multiple multi-kills as well to give their team a brilliant start to the half.
They do. A lot of utility expended early. Yes, University of Portsmouth are looking to make the plays. Taking down Maximus early is good, and guts the way UEA are really going to push on into the site. Alfie AC is on the angle, but Devil takes down F22 as they try to push to reclaim this position. Alfie AC will find one, but doesn't check the frogs. Talon will take him on down. Devil holding this position as the spike is around there, but it doesn't hear anyone moving anymore as they look to have backed off. Devil will be able to pick up this ultimate charge orb, and that means the fault line is fully ready for action. Still waiting for that barrier orb to proc and go down. Oh, Dargon manages to get on up, but gets taken down. It is 1 versus 4 as we're looking to go to 11-11, as these teams will not give up a single round where they don't have to.
Yep, I'm not sure Cook, without his operator here, he's not looking for much. Probably going to try and save that Vandal. We don't know what the economy is like at the moment for these teams. Probably not be great as they have been back and forth. But any such...
That was a nice try from OT Cook, but as you said before, Vandal misses the first couple of shots. It's not going well for you after that.
It certainly isn't. Although the recent the nerf to the recoil, but the buff to the gun handling, as in, you know, they reduced the recoil of the Vandal, has mean I myself personally decided that this gun is a lot more useful, a lot more versatile than that Phantom now. The gun with the reduced recoil is just so much more capable of landing those headshots because the grouping is so much tighter. But yeah, as we say, we're 11-11 here. Both teams with buys here, although it looks like the attacking side is going to have a weak one with only a couple of rifles, the rest SMGs. Be
trying to play that Hero AK style.
Yeah. The Hero AK style does work. Are they going to spot? Nope, they haven't spotted anything on A. So these players are got a lot of utility knowledge towards this A site that there is nobody pushing.
And not a lot of mid contest right now. F22 in a good position to sab the rest of their team. Readying that fault line as everyone is starting to get into position. They're going to use it and go aggressive right on into mid here. They're not checking at all. Karma with a fantastic flash, but unfortunately it was all too late. Dargon pushes onto site, sets their team up. The smokes are going to come down. It's 3 versus 4 on the retake for Portsmouth here. They don't have the numbers advantage, but they can definitely find the frags. They want to keep things in their favor, take themselves to match point, don't want to end up against it on their own. There's the ultimate from this Cypher. T Cook to peek on out, trying to find someone, anything right now, unable to find the shot until he takes down Devil. Fantastic stuff, but I Don't Want to Be You is all too happy to even that on up. Maximus trying to sneak on out. There's not a lot of time left to get on that diffuser. Dargon tries to get the spray, but Talon and Alfie AC snipes away the diffuser. Absolutely fantastic stuff to keep things on going. Talon, you do not have enough time. You tried as you might, but unfortunately, it is match point for the UEA.
That is crazy so far. Alfie, the massive 200 IQ plays there. That's the kind of stuff that I've wanted to see on a Sova for so long, but I've never been able to witness it. Using that, you know, infinite range on that ult to just pick apart the diffuser, because there's nothing they can do. That was through like 2 or 3 walls there, and it still does full damage, and there's nothing you can do about it. The Sova proving absolutely vital in that 1 versus 2 there. That is going to put UEA up to match point. Portsmouth have to win 2 rounds in a row, and UEA only need 1. F22 gets an opening frag. That's looking good for UEA.
That's always a good sign for UEA, as F22 is such a major player in this team. Does manage to go take down Devil, but does fall themselves. It's now 3 versus 4. I don't want to be you. Going to wall that on off, allowing the rest of the team to really move into position. However, with the wall on the position that Karma's trying to move to, more towards Spawn here in screens, this is going to be hard to push forward. There we see the run it back, and this is exactly what we need to see. The spray is big from Karma, trying to keep their team on in it. Finds 2. Doesn't quite find the 3rd. Instead, it will be I don't want to be you who gets that, and it is 1 versus 2. It's down to OT Cook, and OT Cook isn't long for this world, as we are going to overtime, as it is 12-12 here between these two teams.
And when when Portsmouth needed it most, Karma really pulled the cat out of the bag there. We haven't seen an insane performance from him today, as we've been used to seeing in the past, but just that round there, he's almost redeemed himself, pulling his team from an almost certain loss, in a man-down scenario and a retake onto A site, very difficult to do, and he drags his team to victory with, I think, 3 kills there. What a brilliant performance from him.
Absolutely huge. And now we are here. We are in what is definitively the very final round here of the tournament. There are no more after this. This is it, everybody. UEA and Portsmouth, both fantastic teams. Definitely put a hand together for them, but this is going to be the decider. And with the buys on all around, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah, 2 Titans clashing here. Both teams going to have half charge in their ultimates and full buys from the overtime allowance that you get in your economy. Spike is towards B, and we've got 4 players towards that site.
Certainly do. Faith holding an angle, but not too aggressively, as OT Cook won't be able to catch them as of yet. The good wall to deny OT Cook an opportunity to push up mid and gain any control. Nice used to try now to deny things. Satchel charge comes on in. Not sure if that actually found any target. We didn't give any way of information if it did so. They know that Faith is mid and may use that to try and do a little bit more. They're expecting them to be in this events area. The paint shells do come on through. Don't seem to land anywhere. Will at least discourage East UEA from pushing on into mid. Instead, they're looking like they might just dogpile onto this B side. They're waiting out the slow up. They don't want to mess with that, but already we see I don't want to be you in position, ready to try and clutch this one out. Catches sight of these couple of players, and they are oh so ready. The rotates are coming on in. You can hear them trampling all around. I don't want to be you holding the angle. They don't check it. I don't want to be you gets one, tries to get the second, but unfortunately is not able to find it. Alfie picks up a frag as well. It is 4 versus 3. Talon's in a good position, but unfortunately it's now 2 versus 3 as Devil does at least manage to get the refrag. Maximus playing far back here, doesn't get the shot. It's Karma who finds it. Dargon will keep things close as it's 2 versus 1. Tries to go for that defuse, but the molly is denying a lot here. Tries to go for it. Devil cannot find the second as he is attacked from behind. And what a beautiful set of plays there as UEA.
Wow. Alfie there pulling out the one-on-one, although, didn't have much, the other player didn't have much of a chance there as Alfie was attacking him from directly behind him and he was killing a certain player in front of him. But that was a brilliant performance from UEA there. 13-12. You could not have asked for a closer game. And what a brilliant series as well. We thought for sure that Portsmouth were the dominant team going into UEA's map pick, the very first map of the day on Haven, and Portsmouth dominated. Then on Portsmouth map pick, UEA was able to crush them on Bind. But then coming into the last map split, which we thought would be Portsmouth weaker map, UEA pulled the cat out of the bag, 13-12, winning the entire UK Uni Valorant tournament and the coveted £75 prize pool for the winners.
Absolutely. Some really solid stuff across the board. And I'm very impressed with both of these teams and the fact that they went all the way here. Very happy to see a 3-game series. I believe we've just been joined on the call by I Don't Want to Be You. So hello to I Don't Want to Be You. Your name is a bit of a mouthful. Right?
Yeah, it's a bit long.
How do you feel?
I don't know. It was close. Really, really close. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. It was fun in the end,
Yeah, well, you still came second. You still get a little bit of that prize pool. But the one thing I wanted to ask you about is, the second game, you absolutely crushed it on those retakes in that second game on that A site. Like, What do you feel changed up for your team there once you got those retakes and took out, 2 clutch wins there to prevent UEA picking up that map so easily?
I feel like it's a very momentum-based game, so getting those
Yep.
rounds really helped my team gain more confidence in each other and just in general to start hitting heads.
Yeah, it was a bit closer than it could have been with UEA running away with it almost. I mean, that first game you look really really dominant as well. What do you think changed going into that second game? And even the third game was a lot closer, but that first game you started off so well with so many rounds in a row. Do you think you got a bit complacent, or what changed?
I guess you could say we relaxed a little after the first game. I don't know. Our adrenaline sort of like kicked off, I guess, or waned a little bit.
One question I have is that obviously you were playing Cypher for the majority of this match. And in the last game, you moved over to Sage and Faith moved over to Raze. Could you explain that a little bit? I'm interested to see, because obviously we don't see too much Raze.
Well, Wayne loves entry in, and he feels. Oh, Faith, sorry. He feels like he's a little bit. He has to play a lot safer on Sage when he really loves to do his entry. So we stuck him on Raze, and we just play around each other, which just boosts our confidence, really.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Anywhere people can find you? You did perform fantastically, honestly, in this series, and commiserations to you.
Thank you. Twitter.com/IDon'tWannaBeYou and Twitch.tv/IDon'tWannaBeYou. It's a long one. Also, shout out to Portsmouth Paladins and Portsmouth Esports Society. It's been good.
Thank you very much.
A well-deserved second there from Portsmouth, definitely.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to go to our second interview. Thank you for joining us. I Don't Want to Be You, as we are getting in Alfie AC.
Alfie AC, the one and only. Twitch chat, you've been asking for him, and here he comes eventually, one day, soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Which way to join the chat? Yeah, we're ready for him. A little bit of miscommunication, but finally have Alfie AC in the chat, and congratulations! I mean,
the man himself.
Thank you very much, boys. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah,
It was
awesome.
it was a good game.
It certainly was. 13-12 scoreline on that very last map. I mean, what prompted the shift over from the Viper over to the Breach?
All right, so we got Viper, right? Viper's so sick on fucking split. You can just shoot that wall across A and just get basically all control from ramp and heaven. But we sort of before the game we were thinking about going Viper, but we really just need the flashes and the util from Breach. Like the stuns are just so strong. Like it's almost unbeatable. Like it's just he's such a good character to
We
play.
saw a lot of kind of utility expended towards mid, like repeatedly. Dargon getting the smokes off, you pushing up aggressively. Was that sort of the kind of focus of your defensive play? Because I mean, mid seemed to be the most contested point, at least for your team.
So as a team, we value mid on split so heavily. Like it's just such an important place to have, and we value that mid control so heavily. So it's just good to just take it as soon as you can. It's just good to play that way, I guess.
Yeah, well, in those first 2 games, I think it's safe to say you underperformed, Alfie. You only had 20 kills.
Mate,
That's
I'm a
10
support
kills a
player.
game.
I'm a support player.
Whatever you want to say. But then
Hey.
in that last game, you really popped off.
Bro,
I mean,
did
in
you
the first
see that
half-
scout, man? I went
That
off.
was pretty, I will admit, that was absolutely fantastic.
We could say that was just eco frags, but we'll admit there was some skill in that for sure. But
Yeah,
then
maybe a
obviously, I think probably the highlight round, certainly for me, was that third last round where you managed to secure match point for your team with that Sova ult onto the diffusers on that B site.
Yeah, man. Bro, Sova ult is so strong. I think it's such an underrated ability in this game. Like a lot of people you see just like drone out and just ping the person, just Sova ult them through the map. And that, I agree that is a strong way to perform, to play him, sorry. But honestly, my preferred way of playing it is just playing back, playing defensive, let my team take the site. I hold up the flank, and if they're on bomb, just shoot my Sova ult and just wait for them to just try and defuse. It's
Well,
such
it
a
was
strong
certainly
ability.
effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, much more supportive style of play. As you said, you were playing that role for your team. And I mean, I think that's actually something, and some of the people at home, obviously, who aren't so practiced with Counter-Strike or other games very similar, there is obviously the existence of supporter roles. Can you tell people what that really entails for those who aren't sure at home?
Well, basically, it's my excuse for not getting many kills. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
I guessed that one. I
No,
did
no, no,
guess
no,
that.
no. No, it's just okay. So obviously, the people on my team, we've this is not our first rodeo. We've played together before, and there's people, such aimers on the team, like basically everyone else, right? So I want to just support whoever I'm buddying with on a site. I've got my recons, I've got my shock arrows, I've got my drone. I'm just supporting them as they go into the site, and I just get the trade or whatever. But best case scenario for me, I get a wall hack through a wall, someone gets the frag, happy days. Like it's the kill. That's the just one person down. It's a 5 versus 4, exactly what I want. So I'm not too bothered about not getting many kills because in the end, obviously, it's brought us that dub, and
That's what you need.
yeah. Yeah, that's what we had. Yeah, that's exactly what we were striving for. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Absolutely. So, as the UK Uni Valorant's inaugural tournament champion, is there
Yeah.
anything you want to plug, anywhere people can find you, or anyone you want to shout out?
Oh, all right. So everyone in chat, my guys, honestly, love the support, love the spam. Sometimes it's a little bit too much, but like everyone in chat, everyone just round of applause. People watching, I want to shout out the people who like UK Uni Valorant just as a whole. Like this is a sick tournament. Like we're honestly, it's so good. Like we're so happy to play in this tournament, and yeah, man, it's a good time. But also got to shout out the teammates, of course. Like we wouldn't be here like if we, the amount of practice we put in, just calling strats, custom maps, the lot. It's just, yeah, it's just a lot of hard work to be fair, but obviously paid off. So I'm happy. Yeah. Also, you can find Rootkit Esports on Twitter, and probably subscribe to Alfie AC on YouTube. You know, I guess if that's what I'm shouting out, yeah. If you want to see some dog Valorant clips, then hit it up.
All right.
But
Thank you
yeah.
very much. And thank you all at home for watching. This has been the UK Uni Valorant inaugural tournament. I have been Rook. Joining me has been Hanno. And in our production crew are Voxy, Salty J, and Feed Machine, who have all been stellar at bringing this tournament towards you. Again, thank you to all the admins. There's quite a lot of you, so I won't name you all, but you know who you are. And thank you again, all at home. This tournament has been fantastic. And again, finally, another rounds of congratulations to University of East Anglia Rootkit Esports.
No matter how far, when it's dark outside, they will be your light. We'd play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Welcome.